2025. Let's get this going. Chronicles of the Coast, our weekly Dungeons and Dragons stream. This episode is brought to you by Anxiety. And scarves. Scarves for days.
I need to go get my scarves. I didn't know.
That's alright. That's alright. I am the humble dungeon master, and tonight we will be running our usual game on the wild land of Amarth.
Yeah.
Picking up where we left off, you all just left the last town that you were in. Almost sounded like a little bit of trepidation at the table, like, oh, we're leaving? Like, yeah, I'm making you leave the town. You can't spend every day at the bed and breakfast.
We were gonna.
Dang it.
I know you were. So you hopped in your carriage because I said so, and you guys hit the road again.
You don't have to go home?
Let's get this adventure going. You're not retiring yet.
Yep.
You're like, we have a nice carriage. We're still mostly alive. You know what? Let's just call it.
Spend our days
right
in our
now,
carriage.
yeah.
All right, you planted some potatoes today. How does that go?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I need you to roll all your dice.
Oh shit.
Danny wins.
As you took off on your journey through these new lands, traveling south, Balthazar constantly talking up his friend Kael'Fel, Mooney taking in the sights and sounds, Nakma dreading the fact that the wagon is not a boat. Wheels? What are these? You don't need wheels to float.
Round oars.
Right.
And your new companion, the undead cleric wizard known as Korgal.
Cormac.
Cormac. That's right, because I don't have it written down yet.
Cool though.
That's kind of cool.
Cormac.
That's like a completely
Write
different
that
character.
down.
I think that's actually, I said that because that's my Friday group. Something. It's one of my other groups. Yeah, I'm getting names mixed up now. I've got to update this piece of tape on this thing here. Anyways,
How long have you been chilling out?
Excuse me.
how long have I been chilling out?
Us.
Well, you guys have been on the road for only a few hours.
Okay.
To when it came up in conversation that Cormac was seeking a holy place of some sort, a temple.
Right.
And as you find this particular area, I mentioned that it looked like a druidic grove. But as you got closer and ventured in and started to see the people, you began to realize that it was not in fact druidic in nature. This is in fact some sort of outdoors type temple. A small girl, an elven girl with ashen blue skin, white hair, and violet eyes stops you where you are and addressed Mooney.
Yes.
Called him little brother. Talked to you all being at the place of the temple of Shardra nor Erez. And so, as she mentions this, and you recognize that this is in fact a temple and not a druidic grove, the girl takes off. She runs towards people, into the crowd, and almost disappears out of sight as she sprints towards the what you imagine to be some of the members of the clergy of this particular land.
And we're just trotting along. Trot it.
Basically, your wagon's parked on the side of the road, and in order to get to this temple, you have to trek across a trail some 50 to 100 feet before you get to this outdoor grove proper.
Okay.
She seemed like she knew me, right?
Yes.
I don't know. She's pretty creepy. Let's get out of here, guys.
She called you little brother, Mooney. That's more than knowing you. That's family.
That kid's too small to be my elder sister.
It's actually a common term within these groups. Brother, sister, it's a religious term.
Wait, was that an elf?
Was.
But perhaps
Was
she
an
thinks that he's part of this.
What haven't you been telling us, little brother?
I told you everything.
Everything.
Yes.
Little brother.
Every living thing.
Yeah.
Insight check. No, I'm just kidding.
I come from the Feywild. I didn't grow up here, so I have no family here.
Well, apparently you do.
I literally
That's
don't
okay.
have like a clutch mate. I was an egg, I assume, inside of like the Feywild. That's why I'm this color. Your color changes based on the soil they put you in.
That's very interesting.
Well, this is something new
Wow.
to me, so I do want to investigate if that's okay.
Yeah, I have no living relatives.
Let's
here.
go.
I was raised by poachers.
Are we going to lay Cyrano to rest here?
Cyrano has been sent to the good general. Now.
Yes,
That's right,
Cyrano
that's
was
right.
put on a boat. 25 gold later, he is on the seas.
That's right.
I speak something in Draconic, and Xander flies straight up about 100 meters. Just to take a look around.
Your owl, Xander.
I know, Snack. It's freaking me out too.
Actually, it would just be more like
Yeah.
owls,
Ow.
silent flyers.
Oh
Yes,
man,
They are.
So
like a
you're-
razor in the night.
I love them.
Not
Owls
good.
are awesome raptors.
Your owl takes off, flies up high, and disappears high above you into and above the tree canopy.
Just quick out of game, could we put the minute seeing onto the owl? The eyes of the eagle onto an owl?
Can we do that?
Is this
Familiars can wear
Goggles.
items, can't they?
Yes, they can.
familiars can use?
Oh my
items?
god, advantage from an owl, that'd be sick. Anyway.
Do it. No, do
no,
it.
no, no, I like.
Fucking do
Like,
it. I
come
like
back.
this
We'll see
idea.
later. We'll see later.
I got an idea.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we'll have to give him like a better like name too. It'll be
Eyes in the sky.
like Dr. Hoot.
Oh, I love
Oh,
it.
yes.
He's got a monocle.
Dr. Hoot.
Sorry. Continue.
For real.
I got sidetracked. I got a
He's
little
got the eyes of an
excited.
eagle, guys. You can stop him.
An owl with the eyes of the eagle. Oh my
Mhm.
god.
I'm breaking the world.
See the curvature of the planet.
He's got the
Exactly.
strength of night and day.
Man.
Do you see them? I see everything.
Xander, what do your eagle eyes see? They're taking Cyrano to Isengard.
Oh, no.
Yes, your owl flies up
Dirty rat.
above and beyond the tree canopy.
Okay.
Is there anything that you're looking for? What do you want from this? Or are you going to come back to it later?
Creatures. So my default telepathy command to Xander is essentially look for anything that looks treacherous or dangerous
Got it.
and report back.
Got it. Roll d20 for me. What do the rest of you guys do?
I take Snack and I start following that girl.
All right.
Nice.
I'm gonna follow this, guys.
I'm gonna need to write down the stats, but I know it's over 20. I think I have +6 perception. I'll look it up though.
Over 20.
Got it. Fair enough.
Nakna is going to give the horse some grain and pet the horse.
Did you buy any grain?
Did we? Should have came with the freaking wagon. I'm assuming.
No. There was no grain in the wagon, and your horse is looking hungry. So is
Well,
Snack,
is
by
there
the
a
way.
field?
Yeah, is there any grazing?
No, you're in the forest.
I'm sure.
Snack Bar, I'm sure
I'm
you'll
if we
find
untie
something.
the horse for a few, it would probably just graze nearby on its own.
Do an animal check, please.
Can we say that Taz
Resistance
summoned
throw?
his sprite in the meantime
Sure.
of the carriage ride?
21?
Yeah. Neckball knows that if he
21.
unties this horse, it's gonna go running off into the woods.
You know that if you untie the horse, it's going to look for some place to graze, but there's not really anywhere around here. Who
Okay.
knows how far it might wander?
Okay. We won't do that then.
Perhaps if
Because
you
I was
had,
thinking that same thing.
perhaps
How far
if
we'll
you
go.
had some rations that were palatable to a
Horse.
equine, you might be able to feed such a creature.
Carrots.
Oh, he's got great horse food.
I don't know what food do you have.
Grain.
You got food? You got anything? You guys just taking the
Not no
horse
hay or
into the
grain.
woods?
Nothing the horse is going to eat.
Give me a little perception search.
Not with that one. Yeah, baby.
Nagmo looks on top of the carriage
That's a 7.
and is like, "Oh, nothing up here but hay."
Nature check to find some food.
Yeah, the rest of you see that there is one
that's
bale of
beautiful.
hay that should get your horse to the next town.
Okay.
But Nakma's looking for oats, and he
Oh
just
my
doesn't get
God.
it. That super intelligent barbarian.
No, there's no horses in Minthios. There aren't.
What a load of
So
bull.
that makes sense. Thank you very much. But
That was good. No wonder.
I love it.
Yeah, so do you want me to roll a nature check to see if I can find some herbs or
Like I said,
I'd like to
there-
find some mushrooms.
Are you really looking for something for like
No.
something else? All right, because there is a bale of hay. There's
Okay. I was looking for food.
I love it.
food for you.
No, for the animal.
For the
You've
animal.
got the owls with the eyes of the eagle. You will find anything you look for.
As you're wearing the eyes of the eagle
Oh,
still.
I forgot. They already have advantage on perception, sight, and hearing. Because they're owls, and they're the best.
They
They
are
can't
the
turn
best.
invisible.
Unfortunately.
What about ethereal?
Can't do that
That'd
either.
make a really
Yeah.
cool familiar.
Can't do that.
Yeah, that really would.
Yeah.
All it takes is a ring.
You, Nakmal is looking around, and it finally dawns on him. Oh, dummy! Hey, and he feeds the horse.
Yeah.
You're communicating with your familiar, Balthazar.
I will accompany Mooney politely a few steps back and just stay with my buddy.
Following Mooney, trying to keep up with him. There's not a lot of people here, but like it seems like everywhere you go, there's like somebody just happens to cross your path, and you're like push him out of the way. There's like one
That's
person in
literally-
like this whole open place, just in the way, and you're going around all these people trying to catch up. The little girl kind of like takes this moment, and as she's running up some stairs to an upper raised area, looks back over her shoulder, makes eye contact with you real quick, grabs a stone and disappears around the corner and hides behind what looks to be some kind of standing stones like a cairn, glowing with runes and religious symbology all over them. As you get up to the top of the steps and you look around the edge of the cairn, the standing stone where you expected her, you haven't seen her go anywhere else, just nobody there. And you're standing at the top of these steps. It's a little quiet, it's tranquil, the sound of the birds can be heard, and another voice calls out from somewhere else and says, "Might I help you, traveler?"
I look around. Do I see anyone?
You look over your shoulder. Balthazar comes up the stairs right behind you, and he looks to where the direction that you're looking. The two of you make eye contact with a red-eyed, ashy, dusk kind of skin elf, white hair. Very, very different from a lot of the elves that you've seen so far in this land.
Yeah, because the other ones were blue, right?
The moon elves that you have seen were kind of a bluish purple, but like a robust, filled with blood kind of purple,
Okay.
like a lavender, like a lavender kind of. The sun elves have all been bronze almost, as if it's an elf who's been left out in the sun and got a really solid tan
Great
going
tan.
on.
Grapes. Spray tan.
Love it.
Yeah,
Jersey Shore.
one or two of them
Copper
are kind of
gel.
orange. One of them was orange.
Orange peel.
Yeah, but
Got too close.
But none of them have been this kind of cold, ashy blue skin type. It's a gray blue type of color, or red eyes, or white hair.
Cool.
How is it that I might help you, traveler? Yes, you have come to the temple of the Honorable Chardra.
That kid said they knew me. Yeah, I know. I don't see him either. They walked up here and now they're gone.
If I am not mistaken, there are no children here.
No, you were mistaken. You saw him too, right?
I was indeed a small child, addressed Mooney as her little brother.
I shall take your word for it, and perhaps it is a recent arrival. Although I must say that you are the first visitors that I've seen. Out of all the people here, you are the only unfamiliar faces.
Well, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Balthazar of House Saleos.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Lord Balthazar. And the name of your friend here. By what name might I call you?
Oh. I think I'm the Drake now. Yeah, I'm the Drake of the Black Lotus.
The Drake. It is an honor to meet you, Drake. of the Black Lotus. A familiar name, I must say. I think I have heard that somewhere whispered in the circles of others, but I cannot place a name to it.
Listen, that kid, they had purple eyes and silver hair. They're the same tone as you.
Yes, allow me to introduce myself. I am known as Nesintir Nafe, and I am the High Priestess of Our Lady Chandra.
You keep saying that, but I don't know who Chandra is.
Do not be concerned. Chandra is our patron goddess, a member of the constellation, those who originally opposed the coming of the Pantheon, but sided with them in the end. Are you here seeking a blessing? Do you seek spiritual help? Perhaps you wish a cleric to rid you of some malady. Perhaps you are cursed. How might the servants of Chandra be of assistance to you?
What does it entail to be a servant of Chandra?
You wish to learn of our ways. Chandra is a kind patron, a gentle goddess. New to the constellation, she was the daughter of one of our other patrons. You perhaps have heard of another goddess. Might I ask if you have ever... Do you know of Zanquiliax?
I would, right? From my background?
Possibly not.
Then, no.
I mean, you can give me a religion check.
No. I'm gonna say I probably wouldn't know.
Might I ask if you know of another goddess, Lana del Vatris?
Lana del Vatris. No. Recently, we've been dealing with devils, and it's been really hard to, be in the good side. I feel like the devils might be kind of messing it up a lot, but now we're fighting them, which makes it good, right? I mean,
yes.
we're planning on killing a few of them, and we've already killed one apparently too.
Lana del Vatris is the patron of the Drow Alas. That is, as in the common tongue, you might call us the Dark Elf. Lana del Vatris was once the lover of Anastellian, patron of the elves.
I think I've heard that before.
Anastellian is commonly worshipped among the Sun Elves. Lana del Vatris, when Anastellian turned to the constellation and formed and joined forces with the gods of the Pantheon, they turned upon the primordials who still ruled over the world. And in doing so, he forsook Lana del Vatris. Her heart was filled with anger, jealousy, and bitter bile. Unfortunately, she turned to evil and swore vengeance upon Anastellian, and took all of the Drow with her into the Underdark. Her and her sister both. Though our patron, Chandra, the daughter of Lana del Vatris, sought to bring, after seeing the wickedness in the vile poison that filled her mother's heart, sought to bring the Draelena back to the surface world. And so we are few. There are so very, very few of us. But we honor the Dark Maiden. She is the patron of moonlight, of grace, stringed instruments, dance, magic, and thievery. She is protector and benefactor of us Drow Elend. For those of us who wish to return to a surface life and to dance in her radiant moonlight.
Are your people welcome in the cities of elves?
It is tenuous. Truth be told, we have a better relationship with the wood elves, the wood elend, rather than the sun elves and their radiant energy. But it is here that we are allowed to worship and dance in the moonlight of our patron. She is kind to us. Would you be interested in staying the day? Tonight is the eve. Tonight is actually the full moon. Alabar is waning. The great moon, Ayun, is waxing. It shall be a radiant night. And we shall show you the ways of our people if you are interested in staying and sharing both meat and mead with our people.
I'm ever a man of culture.
They said meat.
Mead?
Meat.
Meat, yes.
Meat and meat. Oh god, it's both.
Those are two fine words for the drink.
I mean, we've been traveling for a
horse.
while,
Feeding
and
horse.
I mean, we don't get to see parties ever.
Yeah, the last one was a bit of a letdown.
Yeah, you know what? We could use a party. I mean, one of our friends just died.
My condolences. May he walk forever. A he?
Yes.
May he walk forever in the moonlight of our dark maiden.
I think he'd appreciate that.
We have many a bard here. There shall be music and celebratory dance.
I'd like that.
Make yourselves comfortable. Perhaps we can find this mysterious child that you had spoken of.
My lady Nessentir, is there by chance a pool of clear water somewhere nearby that I might make use of? I have a magic that I wish to cast.
Indeed, we have just such a thing. The backside of the temple is prepared for koi ponds. We raise the fish both out of respect for their beauty and for simple nourishment.
Yes. I would absolutely love that. Mooney, would you let our friends know where I've gone?
Yeah. I will. I'm gonna keep talking with this.
Absolutely.
Nessentir?
Nissentir.
Nessentir.
Taz takes his leave. One thing, I'd like to send my sprite around, and he's Fey, so I'm hoping he will blend in and just sort of listen. He speaks Common, Elvish, and Sylvan. I just want him to listen to the chatter, to what's going on, to see if he can learn anything by that.
Yeah. You give me a stealth check.
I don't really want him to hide. I want him to actually interact with people and stuff. And,
Okay.
and, yeah.
Can they see us from atop the cairn?
This particular area, the cairn itself is kind of, the circle of standing stones is mostly open. And of course there is spots that are open towards the back where these koi ponds are kind of positioned. As you look about, you see what you can only find as, to be described as almost meditational Zen garden like koi. Every stone appears to be precisely placed to create this water that channels and zigzags back and forth before gently plunging into a deep, cool blue pool of tranquil water. As you look down at the fish, you see that they are massive, huge fish. Each one of these things looks like it would be a prized catch for any fisherman, but they come up to the water.
Yeah, they're koi.
Yeah, they come up to the water almost expecting kind of
Bread.
something. Food.
Right.
They seem expectant of you.
You pull a Trump and just like dump the whole thing. Let's go. Get some barbecue. Sorry.
They kind of like open mouth at the water, and
Nice.
but it's a very cool, gentle place. Balthazar, you go and get your companions, and you find Nakmal like throwing hay at the ground. And it's like, but the horse doesn't seem to care to eat it right now. It's just eat the food.
Eat it. Come on, it's right here for you.
And you
What's the matter
were
with this
hanging
thing?
out with Nakmal, right? As of your owl,
I just sent him up.
your owl's name was Owl.
It's sorry, new character. Who dis? Xander.
Xander. Xander has flown up and above and is kind of taken a scout of the area. As he perches in a couple of places, there appear to be kind of lean-to structures up against the bases of some of these trees. And Xander gets a peek inside some of them. You see that they actually have a very large stockpile of weapons. Mostly blades, curved kind of blades. Not so much like the scimitar, but a weapon that could be known as a falchion, which starts thin and then gets much wider before it tapers off into a point. But unusual looking weaponry.
How many places of how many homes and houses do we see? 10, 100?
As you're looking around, you see what you believe to be something close to 20 to 25 lean-to structures. How many of them are residents, you're not able to tell.
This seems like a permanent establishment.
Semi-permanent.
But it's just not very big. Okay. Then I'll bring my senses back from Xander and look over at Nakma, share that information. And do I notice them looking at Nakma or I oddly, given
Yeah.
that I am undead and he is a Minotaur?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been catching glimpses from all kinds of people. They're unusual. What's your
My passive's not very good.
your insight?
No.
Yeah, I don't even...
I don't think you didn't write
It doesn't
down
have a
passive.
spot for insight.
No, it's a plus. It should be passive 12.
There are people, but you do notice as you're looking about that, while at least half of these people are these darker skinned drow Elend as they called themselves. There's a couple of other races in here that are mixed in. You do see one or two actual forest gnomes who are very, very rare to find. There is a wood elf, as well as even a dragonborn who's kind of in the back.
More like a deep gnome.
No deep gnomes.
A drow, but no deep. Okay. All right. Any symbols that I recognize from either history or religion?
You do see that. Give me a religion check.
Ooh, that's not good. 11.
You have heard of Shardra, but you don't recognize her symbol. You do see that they do have a symbol about them, but you're not sure if it's a religious symbol or what it is.
Okay. I look at Nakma then. This is quite extraordinary. It's a new deity that I must do some research. Can you help me?
Yeah.
Let's go meet some
Look
people.
at all these new people.
Let's go mingle.
I was gonna say before that, when people get close to us, the races come close to us, and I'm attempting to feed this horse. Anybody that I make eye contact with, I'm just gonna say, "Hi, how you doing? Hi, how you
Be
doing?"
overly friendly.
Just nervous. How you doing? Just,
Nice.
I kind of feel at ease here.
Cool.
So, for some weird reason, must
Well,
be the music.
Then I
In
will
the
follow
water.
your lead and take notes.
Let's
So
do
go
this.
meet some people.
Balthazar comes up and finds the two of you.
We're like meeting people. How you doing? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm trying to learn as much as I can about the deity and about just this town in general and what they're doing out here.
Okay.
Let's go for a walk.
Would you join us?
Actually, I have a small bit of business to attend to, and then I would be happy to join you all. They've invited us for a party,
Oh, wow.
a full moon festival, and they have asked if we would like to stay the evening.
Is it like the last one?
I am suspecting that this might be a
Bring
little
our
bit
umbrellas?
better than the last one. Yeah. At any rate, the High Priestess is very kind. Her name is Nessentir.
Yeah.
And if you meet her, You will be pleasantly surprised at her demeanor. Yeah, and with that, I'm gonna head off to the meditation pools.
Right. Back to Mooney. Or Drake. You're standing here now with Nessent here.
Do you ever carry a weapon?
She slips a hand behind her back, and you hear a sound of and reveals a long 3-foot saber that she somehow concealed in the robes of her high priestess attire. Looking at her, it's mostly silky whites that kind of crisscross. It does reveal a lot of skin for somebody who is a clergy, but as it comes across the back, it does as you have seen, it does sort of a crisscross, almost like a braid of garment fabric down the length of her entire back into her lower back. And it appears that this is where she had concealed this blade. Much like the rest of her decorated in fine silvers and bright flashing mithril ornamentation, almost like even as she walks about, she's making this melodic chime as tiny little mithril and silver coins jingle against one another, akin to what you might find on a belly dancer of some sort. Though she holds this scimitar like above her head and high. The ladies of Shadra are never unarmed. It is by Our Lady's grace that we learn to use the blade, and that we learn. And she places like the curve of the back of the blade on her head and balances it. Grace. And she takes a couple of steps towards you and then back and kind of moves about in almost a sinuous type of way where it's almost hypnotic to watch. As we follow in the footsteps of Our Lady's dance, we learn to dance ourselves through this chaos of life, that as so much of the world has come to abrupt clamor, we find melody in rhythm through grace. And she does kind of a little bit of a dance as she does it, and like you see that she kind of also reveals one or two more blades. She twirls them about and conceals them in other places and does this sort of blade-like dance.
Would you mind giving me an exhibition? I place both my hands together.
You wish to learn how to honor the goddess Shadra?
Yes.
Take my hand. Unbeknownst to you, somewhere nearby was a person on a bench who, at this request, suddenly reveals themselves. They step forward, and for a second, you feel like your skin and muscles tighten and ready for combat. But you see that she is nearly unresponsive, other than she makes a gesture with her hand and points in that direction towards the person, who then, as you see from the corner of your eye, produces instead a small instrument rather than a weapon.
Yeah, I was expecting a crossbow. It's like, ping. Not today.
You're right, you catch it. You turn around and put it in your teeth. Spit around.
On a small lute, not that one. Maybe that one. Actually, And so she instructs you, and for the next hour, maybe more or so, she takes you through what's almost like a dance routine, but like at the same time, it involves motion of weapons, and you're offered a scimitar. The two of you share this moment, and she produces a type of style of martial art that's mixed with dance.
That's great, because I'm actually specifically bad at scimitars. So it probably looks really bad. Like, Mooney's like messing up the whole time, and he like swings it around his head, like, and tries to put a lot of his strength and weight into each one of these swings.
Right.
Ah!
Must let go of your anger, Mooney.
That's right.
Yeah, she's like water, and I am like stone.
Over the course of that moment, she trains you in their practice.
Cool.
Go ahead and make yourself proficient in scimitar.
Nice.
Cool.
Oh.
Very cool.
Okay. The rest of you.
She does the gets behind Mooney and gives him the proper grip and stuff and
Cool
shows
shot.
him how to do it properly. Just
So
go with my
scenic,
motion.
like suddenly they start doing pottery.
Yes, for
Mooney's
real.
just doing pottery. Her hands come around. It's like,
it just gets everywhere. Almost pokes her in the eye with the scimitar. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay. Good job, Mooney.
Balthazar, you're at the Tranquil Pools.
Yeah. I'd like to approach what I would believe with my masonry skills to be the finest area of these pools, the most well-crafted of these areas.
Okay, give me a check.
Okay. 23.
You find a spot that appears as if every stone looks as if it is completely natural and rough, but at the same time, they all fit together just so perfectly that even, you believe, without grout, they create one of the strongest looking pool walls that you've ever seen. Even as it is, with the cracks lining up, not a drop of water drips out of it, and you're quite impressed.
Taking very special care not to defile this particular area, Balthazar kneels down and begins meditating for a short period of time, reflecting on his craft and days that he spent learning bricklaying. And when he reaches a point of clarity, with a sudden force of violence and just quick movement, I reach down into the pool and I grab one of the koi, but I don't drag it out of the water. And I say, "Show me Telesa Evirin." And I cast Scrying.
Okay. Roll a d20 and hand me that paper.
What am I adding, if anything?
Scrying, so that's a d20, correct? Where you have to roll based on your familiarity with the person?
So actually, she has to roll.
Got it backwards.
Yeah, same.
She gets a +5 to her save because I have never met this person. Beating a 19. It's a wisdom save.
You find it's successful. You scry and you see in the waters it parts and creates this image as the fish fighting against your grasp kicks up mud and it floats to the surface. It almost creates half of the image for you, turning into a well-lit sort of tavern-like environment. Though, as you look about and you see that there is a great tree growing up through the center of this establishment. There is a bar that encircles the tree itself, and glass bottles of every color hang down from the branches, illuminated by some sort of glowing, viscous, brilliant fluids on the inside that flicker like candlelight, illuminating everything. Big, large windows of Art Nouveau and lead crisscross back and forth, braiding themselves with the metal and creating panes of ellipsoid type glass, foggy from the early morning light, and sitting at a table, enjoying a simple meal while scrawling heavily across a book. Writing in Elven is a Elven woman of very short hair. It is sort of an auburn color, almost with traces of mahogany, almost a brilliant woody tone to it. Her skin itself is a darker color, much like the wood of the lands themselves, and with a touch of green in the hair just behind the ears.
Oh.
You recognize her to be a wood elf of these lands. Her demeanor is concerned, her face and expression sour. Her hand jots frantically, writing down notes, trying to get, seemingly out of desperation, to get it down quick enough. But her hand doesn't move as fast as she's thinking. And sitting across this table, dressed in the attire of leathers, with decoration, seemingly to help her blend into the wilderness. Mosses, lichens, and twig motif, bits and stuff that you believe could be possibly fur or might be mosses themselves grow across the mantle of her cloak as she scrawls her frantic notes. A meal completely uneaten sits on the table across from her.
Am I able to read anything that she's writing? I do read Elvish.
No.
Can I pick anything out?
Not from where the angle of your scrying spell is coming from.
Okay.
You're just too far away. You're not necessarily looking over her shoulder, like cheek to cheek.
Okay.
You can't make out the words.
Let me check one thing. I just want to...
If you can move the scrying. The scrying.
No,
What is it?
I can't move it. It moves with her.
Right.
But what I want to know is... Okay, so I can also hear. Do I hear any chatter? I'm trying to figure out where this place is. I want to hear if anyone is mentioning anything, if anyone is saying anything about where this place might be. I have it for 10 minutes, so I just focus on it for the next 10 minutes and I try to pick up as much as I possibly can.
Yeah. As you drift into the area, you start to pick up the sounds of a busy tavern. The conversations are going back and forth. People are talking about all kinds of things, mostly mundane things. I haven't seen you in so long. Hands across. The music kind of drowns out a lot of the conversations. The only real thing that you kind of pick up is like, I'm so excited for the tournament. This coming after the full moon. Did you hear that the humans of Rodmalak are sending a champion to compete in the joust? I look forward to watching the elven champion unseat him utterly. The look of despair that we should no doubt see upon his face. I revel in it. For the most part, that's all you really pick up, though. It's just too much noise and too much is going on.
Very well. After the spell, the entire time that the 10 minutes is going on, these tentacles are just slowly like creeping up into the pool, and seeing that they are about to do violence to the fish inside of this pond, and knowing that my 10 minutes of the glimpse is almost up, I tenderly let go of the koi, and the tentacles release themselves back into the pond, Hadar having missed a meal.
The dark magic subsiding and relieving, the vision before you ends, and the fish swims. It kicks its tail in order to get away, kicks up mud and silt that float to the surface, obscuring the calm, tranquil waters. You pull your hand away and out of the water and look off, and you see that 4 fish gently float to the top.
Mm-hmm.
I collect them for dinner.
Now you're just in the water.
This is bad. This is bad. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
A priest of Shardra comes by. This one is a wood elf. It's like, my lord, Do you require assistance of any type? You appear to be distressed.
It seems as though 4 of your fish have found themselves belly up, so to speak.
Oh, kind Chardra provides. Let us take them to the fire, and we will have them cleaned.
I will help you clean them.
And so you do.
Yes.
Nice.
Good cover up, buddy. He's like, whoops, I killed the fish.
Sorry about your fish.
So, Mooney gets a dance lesson and instruction on martial arts.
Yeah.
Balthazar scries.
We are meeting and greeting.
Yeah, what are you guys
The two of you are meeting and greeting. You come to find that there's a collection of people here. 1 or 2 human, a couple. There's 2 forest gnomes, as I said, and a few others. Not a whole lot of other people, but I mean, you get some names and stuff, and you start to get a feel for who Chardra is. A dark maiden who is seeking to bring the Drow Ellen, or just Drow as other people on the surface call them, to the surface, free of Lana Delvatris and her sister's corruption. But for the most part,
Can I
it's
get an idea of an alignment?
of Chardra, chaotic good.
Okay. So yeah, next time Chandra comes up, I'll know.
They're drop. Trying to come out of the caves. Everybody seemed pretty friendly towards the
2 of us.
appearance.
Night finally comes. You've all been invited. You're here. At first, the night sets on, and you come to learn that a lot of
dark
followers.
buckle still, so I can see pretty good.
They have a lot of what look to be some sort of luminescent bugs that are trapped in jars,
Oh yeah.
and they hang them from tree branches, and
Yes.
they are bright enough to illuminate the entire area in
like
this
that.
very bright, pale green light. It washes out most of the other colors. For a
Okay.
while, your entire world is just shades of green.
Till I
A
get
brilliant,
used to
bright
it.
emerald and viridian. The night is celebrated by bards for hours upon hours. The food is plentiful. It's mostly fish as well as
Okay.
whatever was hunted or gathered from the forest lands around you by some of the wood elven people, as well as fish that was brought in and a deer that was captured by the dragonborn. But these bards play throughout the night. You sit, you chat, you visit, there's laughs, there's merrymaking, there's drink, there's a lot of wine and mead that is flowing into your cups for those of you who drink it. And during all of this time, it starts to come to a height of ceremony. And you see that the moon Ioun comes to its pinnacle, its zenith of its arch across the night sky, and shines down. The waters of these koi ponds illuminate themselves in a brilliant cerulean blue, washing out the bright greens of the bugs, the luminescent bugs that have been lighting everything up. And the clergy, many of the higher priests and the high priestess Nessentir, gather forth and bring their hands together and begin chanting in Elven. They call out and give prayer and thanks to Chardra for their night. All the while, Mooney and the rest of you, you've not once ever caught a glimpse of that child again. Nowhere to be seen anywhere. And nobody talking to them has seen her either.
Interesting.
Um,
So as we're mingling, Nakma is actually letting go, and he's like telling people he's going to be celebrating his birthday tonight.
Oh, right on.
Celebrate my birthday tonight, boys.
oh, blessed be you who shares a celebratory
Yes.
night with Chardra, Dark Maiden.
How old are you?
18.
Oh yeah. Now you can
I think
drink.
that's like 95 in Cow Bovine.
As the elves continue on their ceremony and give prayer and thanks to Chardra,
Yeah.
the night
We'll do it too.
stops and comes quiet as, at the height of their ceremony, a single beam of moonlight shines down and gleams right on Mooney. And a hushed silence falls over the crowd.
I take a step to the right. Does it follow me?
No.
Oh.
Oh. And then it shifts. Nessentir approaches you. What is it that you said? Is that your name once again?
Well, I used to be called, my name's Mooney Rumbleforge.
Mooney. A curious name for a lizard folk, if I am is correct. Not a dragonborn.
No, not a dragonborn. I'm a lizard folk.
Who named you Mooney?
I don't think I remember.
Fair enough. I understand such things. Lord Drake. As High Priestess of Shardra, it has come to my belief that you have been blessed. Is that there is a great power within you. I wish to bestow something upon you.
What?
Such an honor is very rare. We happen to have a powerful relic in our possession, and I wish to bestow it upon you, as I believe that it is Shardra's will that you carry forth her grace, her word, as a champion, as it were.
You gotta be mistaken. I mean, I made a deal with a hag at one point to kill a dragon, maybe.
She whistles.
I
She's like not listening at all.
I accidentally killed an angel at some point. I didn't even know he was an angel at the time.
She pulls forth this long cloth in her hands. I believe that this was meant for you. And she hands off this fabric. And it has weight to it, but at the same time, it's lighter than you were kind of expecting.
Like spider silk?
Yeah. And as you take it, the silk itself falls gently away from one side, and you see the gleam of silver underneath. And as you gently move it, it unfolds before your eyes and presents this gorgeous, amazing blade of pure mithril from a moonstone and studded hilt, a hand-and-a-half handle, a longsword of great skill and artistic craft. The blade itself extends 2.5 feet before it flares out into a circular area, spikes along that circular bulge in the blade, and then it finishes off with another 16 inches of pointed mithril. Down the center of the entire thing, it's actually 2 blades as it's split in the middle.
Oh.
And as you hold it, you look at the gemstones and they gleam in the moonlight. And in your hand, gently across the bottom of it, they light up, and a pale white silver flame begins to glow up from the top of the bottom of the hilt, across the blade, and to the top.
So the whole thing, even at the hilt, is on fire?
From the hilt up to the top is this silver white flame.
I hold it aloft, and as I realize it's not burning me, I look at all of you guys, and I'm like, I have the power!
All right, Drake.
Good
Good job, buddy.
I wish to bestow upon you a relic of Shardra. This blade of silver flame will light the way in the darkest night. It will cut away the darkness, and it will reveal... It has the power to reveal shapeshifters in their true form. Any creature touched by this silver flame cannot hold a false shape.
I'd like to use that a lot, all the time. But I'm probably going to use the crap out of it.
soon.
Right.
I don't know if I could ever get anybody to really agree to grabbing the tip of this blade, though.
It does not have to be by choice.
Nessatir, I don't know how to thank you. You know what? I do. And the way I can do that is by honoring Shatir, Shardra.
With the giant back tattoo.
With the giant back.
Or tramp stamp.
No.
It's like, how about a 2,000 gold piece donation to the church? You know what I'm saying? It's just like a...
I'd like to join.
Wow.
Well, that's amazing.
I'd like to join you guys.
Shardra will watch over you. May you ever walk in her graceful moonlight. You all are welcome to sleep and stay here for the night. Our ceremony has come to a close. Being the people that they are, they stay up well into the night and only retire when the sun begins cresting the horizon and day begins to break. You eat and drink and stay up as late as you wish. Shardra blesses you with such a weapon, and Nessentir takes special time to pay you a lot of company. Platonically.
Nessatir, can you watch my dance as I begin to... I'm gonna do it, yeah. I think it's finally time. And I pull up the two bracers, and I say, are the two of you guys ready to bond with this blade? Yes, totally, buddy. Will you watch my dance?
It would be a great honor.
All right. I look over to one of the bards who's not doing anything. He's like drinking. I'm like, hit it!
I believe I can be of assistance.
Oh.
And I start doing as much thaumaturgy, minor illusion, and prestidigitation as you need.
Right.
Cool.
All three.
Sweet.
All right. I place the blade into the center of this
Stage
carrot.
Yeah.
And
Whatever you need.
I'm going to dance around it. And every time I dance around it, every once in a while, I'll spike the blade, or not the blade, but the bracers against the blade. And I'm trying to make it sing.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah, because
Okay.
it's mithril, and it'll keep singing as like the song keeps going. So I got to keep hitting this blade to keep the song going.
Oh. Okay.
I want to hear how it sounds.
Cool.
What is this blade song?
Awesome.
It's a gentle ping. It vibrates and gives off a high-pitched but gentle, dulcet tone, as if it were the most carefully crafted bell being struck by a tiny hammer.
Cool.
They're starting to hit like at first the sounds aren't the same until the bracers hit at one point until they reach harmonics, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So eventually the bracers will reach the same pitch as the blade.
Cool.
Right. In harmonics.
Yeah, and I continue
Love it.
for the rest of the night.
Stevie Vai.
Taz watches his friend for quite some time, having never seen
Yeah, for real.
someone be chosen and choose a god before. I've always had the choice taken away from me, so to see such a thing is a blessing.
The hand on your shoulder. Do not be jealous, my friend.
Oh, no.
We have many, many great things to do. Let him have this night.
A tear.
Does anybody else see?
Nobody else sees
him.
Yeah.
Okay.
A tear of joy. not jealous.
Oh.
Yeah. This is not sadness. I am very happy for Moody.
Yeah.
Even he has a part to play.
We're gonna kill this
Hope you
Damn.
enjoy being stuck in the 9th level of servitude.
We didn't hear that.
Kind of threats.
Servitude.
Uh, Your night
Yeah.
ends. Celebration and the night with the worshippers and revelers of Shardra comes to a close. You find your way back into your carriage. You
Yep.
pack up your camp. Your horse has been fed. They offer up some greens and simple roots and carrots and vegetables. And a few apples for you to take on your journey for your horse. As you are still another day's travel away from the next area.
Before we leave, Nessatir, do you have like a scroll or anything like that so I can follow the right rules while I'm like worshipping Shardra?
Remember to dance. Remember that you are never unarmed. Remember the joy of music and that Shardra accepts all creatures. Walk the path of moonlight.
Are there any among you who are well-traveled that I may briefly speak with before we leave?
Guar over there has seen much of the land.
Yes!
You look over at the Dragonborn.
Oh my god.
Suddenly I realize what I
Odorous.
just did. Damn it.
I tried not to make a reaction. I was just rolling with it.
Colored t-shirts, here we come.
Greetings, my good friend Guar.
Aye. Little traveler, I had spoken to your companions. What is it that I can do for you?
I seek an inn.
An inn?
Yes, it
There are
goes...
none here.
No, not here. It is in another place. It has a great tree inside of it, with glass bottles of every color hanging from the branches. A massive bar surrounds the great tree itself. Huge windows of colored glass and brass trimming. I believe that it goes by the name of the Dusk Lily Inn, but I could be mistaken.
Oh, good, it has a name. At first I thought you were describing almost every elven bar I've seen across the world.
And you've seen many elven bars.
What elven bars, that is. The high elves, they're a lot more akin to ceilings of glass. But as for...
Glass ceilings.
The Dusk Lily
Yes,
Inn?
I do know of it, yeah. It's to the south.
To the south.
It's the next town south from here. You'll not travel long. If you are quick, you should be able to make it before sun sets. Simply stay on the road. Shouldn't be much of a problem. Sorry. I said before the sun sets. I meant to say, it's been a long night. You'll have to camp. You won't make it before sun sets. It's about a day and a half travel.
Very well. I thank you for your information, and may the god of Shardra bless you.
And may Shardra light your path.
Thank you for your kindness here. And I turn around and I look over to the carriage, and it's just our Earth Genasi, and he's like,
Yeah, for real.
no fucking invite.
Yeah.
Been here all night, my lord. It's been cold.
Oh no, he's been waiting the whole time.
I keep telling you, my good man, you do not have to watch the carriage from outside of the carriage. You can go inside.
Nakamo said you'd be right back.
Oh,
I tried to keep the horse warm and running.
Kept the horse warm and running.
Blame the Minotaur.
Warm and running.
warm and running.
Love it.
Is that why he's so hungry? You know what? Never mind.
Probably don't want to know.
Yeah, and with that, Taz walks back and joins his friends and
Yep.
climbs inside the carriage. And actually spends some time with his Volpertinger.
Enjoy the sights and sounds of Zelthines.
Zelthiness.
Okay.
Akma's going to sleep.
Yeah, it's been a
Nobody
long
has to
night.
drive.
Did Nagmal stay up all night?
No,
No.
did not.
Can we even sleep in the ride?
Yeah.
Oh
Reason
yeah.
You
to.
can sleep in a wagon.
Oh man,
This was Mooney
I'm gonna use that
celebration.
time to sleep.
Cormac spent as much time with the natives, the locals, as I could possibly, because I only need 4 hours of meditation. So when they went to bed at daylight, that's when I went to bed.
All right.
So just gathering as much information as I can,
Well, those of you who stayed up have exhaustion level 1.
unless you're undead, that is.
You don't get a... Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Revenant. I made this.
Damn it.
This is I made my bed and I'll sleep
I
in
only
it.
need 4 hours and I'm good.
I know, and that's just to get your spell slots and stuff back.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
At some point, I summon back my sprite, of course, and make him come with us.
Okay. You are on the trail, the road, through the brilliant Viridian glades and enchanted woods that is the wilderness of Elendé, the elf home.
The back
As-
door's open, by the way. On the carriage. It's open.
Like every time you go around a corner, it like slowly
No, I have it
itself
propped.
shut.
It's propped.
You put a can in it.
It smells like BO booze in here.
Look, he's sitting right
Not
here.
to mention an undead guy.
Oh yeah, forgot about that. Forgot
No,
about that. No
I-
disrespect.
I actually am constantly puffing on a pipe with tobacco in it.
Well, it's the scenery. He likes the scenery as we go by. Macmon does too.
So
I can't.
try not to stink too
Yeah,
much.
it's
Thank
all of
you.
the
He's making breakfast. I'm making breakfast.
all
These
of
guys
the
are passed out.
all of the halfling pipe herbs that are just like stinking up the inside. It's just like
It's
billowing out the
rolling
back
out
end.
now because I opened the door.
A displacer piece shows up.
Leaves. Passes out.
This is not the carriage you're looking for.
I'm in one of those hammocks, so that every time the thing racks, it rattles and
It
stuff like
rolls.
that. I don't feel it.
Now I know you said that
Sounds
there's
like
no
one hell of a good ride.
there is no way to the bench from the inside of the carriage, right?
Right.
Is there like a window though that's not like climbable through that we can communicate with our driver?
Oh my god, like one of
Yes.
those like slit windows.
It does have one.
No, hold on. It's one of those ones where it like cranks up and down.
Yes.
So
crank up
I
the
crank the thing down.
Hi, my lord.
I have decided that the time has come for you to arm yourself, my good man. Here, take these and just keep them next to you on the bench should we run into any trouble. And I hand him a light crossbow with 25 bolts.
Thank you, my lord.
You do know how to use that, right?
Oh shit!
I like,
Shoots right in the horse back of the head, like
Yeah.
a Red Dead. Every time like you go to like say hi to somebody and you press the wrong button.
Bolt goes on top, my lord.
right.
Do you aim?
As the horse goes off the side of the road.
Yeah,
and goes
I
in the
reach
grass.
up and grab the reins, like reach way through.
Horse can stay on a road.
I know.
Can't wait to use it, my lord. Thank you,
We're
my
all,
lord.
we're all DMs today.
Thank you, my lord.
He's in alignment.
I'm going to shoot the next thing we find, my lord.
I would rather you didn't. This is for you to shoot people who are actively trying to shoot us. Okay?
Does he,
He
want
takes
some coffee?
everything literally.
Give him some
I'm
coffee.
my lord.
Sure.
I'm my lord. I'll shoot
Pass him some
anything that
coffee.
tries to shoot us.
Oh shit. No.
Why do I have to be so careful with my words
No.
with you?
I
You
don't
know
know
what?
what would give you that idea, my lord.
Here is 5 bolts. I take the other 20 back.
Have I ever done anything in the past, my lord, to make you think that I'm going to take everything literally? It's not like, my lord, I must say, I'm not going to yell fire in a theater.
Oh man.
My God, man, who would do such a thing?
Only a miscreant, my lord.
Right?
Only a miscreant. That is right. You have earned yourself an extra bolt. Here is 6.
6 bolts, my lord. Can't wait
6
to use them.
bolts.
Give that man that
Looking out for you, my lord.
Oh, I strangely like this guy.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I go back to resting at that point.
Is he gonna be a good NPC?
Who knows?
I don't know. We'll find out.
That all depends on you, DM.
I know. I haven't decided.
I'm still
yet.
waiting for you to do the turn, and it's like actually the doppelganger.
I was about to say.
All of a sudden, you see all the wagons start getting like jostling really
The
alive.
horse takes off.
The horse is gone.
The wagon's on fire.
And you're going down a hill.
Yeah,
There's a
real.
cliff in the front,
go
and you
break.
see the doppelganger. And you see Optimus Sadi's on a horse, and it's like, and it shifts into Fastralian, and it shifts into a doppelganger, and it
damn
shifts into.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that is
Your little girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Taz wakes up. Oh my god! I had the strangest nightmare.
And here you are.
Give me a sword! I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Anyways.
Push it off the edge.
The sword falls to the ground.
I'm kidding. And I reach down and grab it
Bounces out
again.
the
with my
door
tail.
because it's open.
Oh.
Tangent will.
Journey continues for some time.
Okay.
Travel the better part of a day. It's mostly uneventful. You pass by the occasional traveler going in the other direction. Mostly elves on horseback, carriages, traders, a couple of humans, one or two dwarves at a time, but for the most part, nothing. And then towards
The occasional horse break.
So, my owl is up above us about 60 yards and then forward about 30 yards.
yeah.
So and then he sees another 120 out with advantage.
Yeah.
Okay, that's default.
Flying in the tree cover and not above the canopy where it can't see anything.
However, to get
Owls
to
do
get a
their
good
thing.
view of what's in front of us.
It's got to stay low to the ground. Trees are tall and it can't see down past all the branches. So it kind of like flies from one branch to the next and keeps a good distance ahead of you.
Yeah.
And what does it do when it sees something?
Immediately telepathically report back. Halt the carriage! Halt the carriage! Halt!
Hold the carriage.
I use my vision inside the owl to look around.
Looking about as things have kind of come down and gotten quiet in this area, your owl is sitting on a branch and is looking across the road. And there is a figure. You see that there is a wagon that has been turned to the side. It's tipped. Goods and belongings pulled out, strewn across the road, and signs of violence.
Okay.
A few arrows broken off mid-shaft, plunged deep into the carriage itself. Blood spattered across the ground.
Right?
No.
Alright. Gentlemen, ahead of us there is another carriage. It's knocked over. And apparently there's some violence. Do you wish to have a little fun?
Shall we investigate?
The Black Lotus always wishes to have a little fun.
Nice. Okay. I've always wanted to do this. I touch you and turn you great invisible. Go forth, my friend.
Do I know I'm invisible?
Yes. Go
You look
forth
down and you're gone.
Go forth and check it out and wreak havoc, my friend. You attack at
let's
will,
go.
you won't be visible.
I like this. I like this
Let's
job.
go.
I like this guy.
I'm gonna blend in.
Get my axe out.
I'm gonna walk a good 30 feet behind him or whatever. And then,
I'm jogging.
yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. I will approach.
Support our large friend.
I do one of those giant loops around the outside.
You've got 1 minute.
Like
I just run down I run down the path, and I just
Greater visible Nakma.
right.
I'd like to try to stealth when I do this.
Yeah. Roll a stealth check.
I would imagine you and I are
18
stealthing.
plus.
No. I'm gonna let
9.
him draw the attention.
18 plus 9.
Yeah.
Or not, as he chooses, right? And
You and I
being
can stay back
invisible
in.
he is.
I have stealth too, right? Yep. Sounds good.
Remind me the name of our driver again.
No, it's
I
plus
forgot
8,
it.
sorry. So 26.
His name is Alent.
Alent. That's right. My good man, Alan.
Aye, my lord.
Voice down. Voice down.
Aye, my lord.
Stay sharp, stay ready. Keep a bolt loaded.
Now is the time, my lord.
There may be trouble. Do not fire unless your own life is in danger or the life of the mounts.
Or if anyone shoots at you.
Or if anyone shoots at us, yes.
Aye, aye, my lord.
Us.
I understand the meaning of us, my lord.
I am truly worried that you do not. I apologize.
Do you mean, my lord, do you mean we, like, as in the royal we? Oh, no.
No. I mean
I didn't
we,
think so, my lord.
as in the members of the Lotus.
My lord, you got it. I got you covered.
Just to the side a bit. There you go.
Aye, my lord.
Okay.
Let's progress. We're
Let us
wasting
go.
time.
Let's go.
Yes. This
All
all
right.
happened in the blink of an eye.
Right. As I'm
Sure
running
it
off.
did. You take to the road. It's ahead of you a bit. I mean, you have to walk. You're walking for a good. Sorry, the invisibility. You're walking for at least a minute
Oh no.
before you get to this wagon. But Nakmal rushed ahead before
I
all
did
the
run.
rest of you. So Nakmal, you rushed over there and you got to the wagon invisible.
Okay.
But as you were standing here, your invisibility, as people are
fading.
catching up to you, it fades and you're back.
Okay.
But
Fourth
in that
level
time,
spell slot.
it's a minute.
Yeah.
In that time, Nakmal, what did you do? You got there
I was
first.
just investigating, seeing if there's any life around, any bodies.
Give me an investigation roll.
Any, looking along the borderlines of the wreckage.
Nice roll.
Nice. Nice.
22, 23.
The arrows themselves are slick with an oil. It's pungent. It smells earthy.
I'm not touching it.
The cart itself appears to have been overturned through some sort of force. You're not sure what it was, but
Okay.
whatever the mount, whatever was pulling it, the beast of burden, gone.
Gone.
Blood across the ground there. The earth is disturbed. Whatever it was appears to have been dragged away about 3 yards from the cart, quickly cut up, and all that remains is the bits and pieces that they didn't want.
Okay.
It was a
Horse
horse.
is gone.
So I
Chopped-
really
it
didn't know.
chopped up
it
the
was-
horse.
So that's 10 turns, and he moves at 30. So that's over
40.
300 meters away.
We're at 40.
That's a long fucking way.
It's
My owl
roughly
can't even see that far.
right. It's roughly well, your owl's ahead of you, and he was
But-
roughly
So he's 80 up, seeing forward a total of 120. That's still. It's not even close to a minute. We move 30, and he's
Right.
running.
No, he wasn't.
He
Like,
runs
so
at 80.
yeah. So,
So anyway, that's like
he
one
runs
turn.
up there. He runs up there.
Saying, nowhere near a whole minute. So I don't want to waste the 4th level slot for nothing. Is all I'm saying.
So he does all this
Right.
while he's invisible. Then.
Okay.
Okay.
Just seems a little harsh.
It's okay.
It's like 30 seconds ahead of you to run up that far.
He is kind
30
of
seconds.
right,
He
man.
runs
'Cause he has to-
every 6 seconds. He runs 80 meters.
Exactly.
Not 80 meters.
Yeah, 80 feet, 80 meters, whatever the measurement is. That's a long
80
fucking
meters
way.
is a lot more than feet.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, what is it? Is it meters?
It's feet.
It's
feet,
feet.
I
80
think.
feet. So
Yeah.
my owl can only see 120.
Right, but it was flying ahead of you. How far ahead of
No,
you
it's
was it?
like only 30 meters. So 30 feet forward, 60 feet up.
All right.
So he can only see 120 down that way.
Right.
So it
So
would take him 2 turns to get there. That's only 12 seconds.
so your owl is basically flying like right over the top of your carriage. Is
30
what you're
feet
saying.
forward.
Like which is almost on above the carriage. Almost
Yeah.
not really that far ahead at all.
Right, but 30 feet forward, 60 feet up.
Right.
Right.
And in forest, so
Yeah. However that happens.
It's about this. Yeah.
Anyway,
Alright.
120 feet. It takes him.
Nakmo,
turns
you're
to
over
get
here for almost a minute. You're over here for 45 seconds
Okay.
investigating stuff, and you're invisible for that time.
Okay. Anything else? Do I see any movement around me? Anything? There's no life.
You don't see any life. You just see the signs of the struggle. The cart
Chopped up
itself.
The horse.
The cart itself appears to have been tipped over by some sort of force. You're unsure what. The wheels on the
Is there a
sides.
pathway from that
The
force?
wheels on the sides are still in good condition. With your investigation, you can see that
Okay.
it doesn't appear to have been struck by something so massive that it would have shattered the wheels.
Okay.
It looks more like it was tipped over, and that the from what you can tell with the struggle on the ground, that the horse was killed and drug away before the cart was tipped. As for any other people, you don't see any other people, but your investigation does come up with bloody tracks that are leading off into the brush. They quickly,
Okay.
it gets very difficult to track them, even in the undergrowth.
Look in the.
Surprisingly, as if somebody suddenly took effort to conceal themselves.
Is it like a closed wagon like ours?
It's very similar, yes.
Well, look inside.
It's dark, first off, and
Belt
as you're,
buckle.
in your belt buckle, and as you're looking about, the sun is starting to get really low, and you see here that on the inside of this, there's no movement. It looks as if all of the things on the inside were grabbed and thrown out,
Okay.
opened up, and whoever did this
Okay.
took what they wanted.
Okay, it's already been ransacked.
It almost
then.
seems like it could have been bandits, but that doesn't explain the
The
mutilation
horse
of the
chop.
animal.
Right. Doesn't.
And now your invisibility
These
wears
guys
off.
catch up to me then?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's weird, guys. They took what they wanted. Looks like they chopped up the horse and took it off. There's some tracks that direction, some blood dried. What do you want to do?
I'd like to investigate the arrows. Can I tell what kind of race that they're from?
Give me a roll.
Don't touch those.
Just get quiet and wait.
You made a stealth check, didn't you?
Mhm.
And that was really, really high. It was like
26.
27.
Nice.
Nice, dude.
That's a 27 for investigate.
The arrows themselves appear elven, but not. The arrowheads themselves are not forged metal. They're simpler. They're a type of sharpened obsidian.
Do I recognize them? Like, they're elven but obsidian. Does that ring any bells?
Poisoned.
Not for wood elves
And
and
they're
not
poisoned.
for the sun elves. They do have an unusual oily substance on them. You suspect it could be a poison.
Okay. And I know from reading that drow are typically
Well, let's
poison.
let's do a history check.
That would be a 26.
Nice. That is fantastic. So there is a few different kinds of elves. Wood elves, sun elves, moon elves, the drow, the dark elves, even sea elves. But there's one particular type of elf that is kind of feared across the land. And that would be the Roth Ellen, known as feral elves. Certain particular elves who happen to have been a little touched by Alabar. They've been driven to madness. They're a completely different tribe and a people of their own. They don't even have... They seem to lack culture almost of any type, and they're known to be cannibalistic.
Oh shit. The vicious murder elves.
Cannibalistic and practitioners of a very, very dark, sanguine type of magic.
Like blood.
Well, my
Sure.
friends, I have uncovered something quite interesting. These arrowheads here. Have you ever seen anything like this? It's elven in design, very elegant, but then the arrowheads, they're rough, like obsidian, with poison. Leads me to think that they are what's called the race of Roth Ellen. They are. Has anyone heard of them? They are, corrupted elves of some kind. Quite evil, in fact. They worship or are touched by Abathar himself.
Shall we keep moving?
I'm still hidden.
I do not recall ever speaking. I don't recall Paleface ever mentioning these elves. And that
Well,
is,
they are a danger.
does there appear to be any survivors here? Have we checked for tracks of anyone fleeing the scene? There doesn't appear to be any dead.
Nakma said that
Bodies
he
here.
saw a trail leading off in a direction, but it was intentionally
Yes.
obscured.
Yes.
Yeah, they must be quite good at traveling undetected.
Well, one moment. And I rush back to the carriage. And I...
Oh, it's just you, my lord. Oh, I almost put a bolt between your eyes, my lord. Sorry, I'm a bit jumpy.
Actually, Ellen, well done.
Aye, my lord.
Way to be on your guard, my friend.
Thank you, my lord.
Oh, the poison. Oh, it
Oh,
burns.
man, I wish I would have thought about that first.
How it burns.
I go inside the carriage and I grab my Volpertinger buddy and I whisper to him. I bring him back to the group and I tell him, follow the trail ethereally. Stay out of danger, and should you find anyone or even any further signs of activity, please come back and let me know.
It does a little gesture, looks at you, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and sees the blood on the ground and kind of like hops towards it and just ever so gently fades almost out of existence, seemingly.
Hop, gone.
And as it does so, you kind of tap into what your familiar can see, and it goes into a sort of a spectral-like realm. Everything beyond 100 feet is just bright white. Everything else is almost like a shaky black figure, as if somebody had sketched it neurotically with a black pen. And waves of energy and everything can be seen this way and that, almost as if it's traveling in a completely contrasted fog. But it finds these tracks, and it's the only thing then that your Volpeltinger can see. In fact, these tracks themselves kind of illuminate in like a red flash of light, and it starts to follow them a little bit, and it can see that they travel off into an area, and you're following. Well, you can't, because you can't see as long as you're doing this, but you see that your Volpeltinger comes to an area. It travels no more than 50 feet into the brush before it stops at a pool of blood-soaked earth.
Any bodies?
There's no body.
Oh shit.
Ahead of us. Correct?
In the woods.
Into
Yeah.
the woods off the trail that you had found.
Okay.
He's gonna start looking around. Up into the
He
trees.
looks up. And sees two figures. Arms and feet bound at the wrist and ankles, pulled spread
Wow.
eagle. An incision from the top of the cranium down along to the bottom to the groin, peeling the skin away. You see that string has been laced in and out of the skin, peeling it away, revealing a skull and stretched tight. The sternum has been cut with some sort of surgical tool of sorts, you believe. It's a very clean cut, separating the rib cage and pulling it outwards and open. Entrails have been brought and trailed down from these figures. You believe a man and a woman, elven in shape and form, and just hang down loosely. And as they are both spread eagle and their skin peeled away from their bodies, these entrails hang down and come to an area where you see that they have been ritualistically tied
Oh, wow.
and or decorated with bone totems of some sort. These seemingly ritualistic but unsettling and disgusting looking fetishes have been interwoven into the entrails and organs that are hanging from these bodies in the tree line.
Wow. I have seen this before.
I think you did.
Outside of Dragonsport.
Was
When
it-
we first met Face Trillion.
Was it you or was it
It
your
was
bird?
No, it was Taz.
That's
I
what I
was
thought.
still alive.
No,
Yeah, it was Taz.
no,
It was Taz, John.
no, because he talked to the bird, and the bird said to him what was going on that side, and then you placed a bowl of water in front of him, and then you talked to him in bird.
In Bird?
Yeah,
Orin.
Orin.
You spoke Orin.
That's right. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
Balthazar hasn't seen this.
Okay. Haven't seen it.
It was Felix.
Oh yes, Felix.
I come back to my senses and I explain to my friends what I've seen.
I think we should just keep moving.
He's the only one who had seen it with him or heard about it.
I fear for your new friends down the road. If these
That's
corrupt
why I
elves
wanna
are
keep
nearby, they may go kill them. Mooney, you can't let that happen.
Do you know where I'm at?
No, Mooney,
No, we don't.
you can't let that happen. Right, Mooney?
Yeah. I just kind of like pop my head out of the bush. Doing it. I'm just like, hey.
He's got tree moss hanging off his beard.
Yeah.
Are you 100% they've already left this area?
I think they got what they came for. I think we should just get out of here.
Do I see any further tracks?
It ends here.
It ends here?
So we all follow into the woods? Wait, where?
His familiar did that.
Yeah,
He's-
so that's what I'm saying. Do we all follow into the
Come a
woods?
bit further, I'll show you where the bodies are.
I stay with the I'm gonna stay with the weapon.
Me too.
No. Let's go with them then.
Fine.
Bob.
Gosh. Okay, let's go.
I can run back.
All right, let's go. Let's go check it out.
I whisper out, like, Alan, I'm watching you from the bushes.
Arrow.
I like to try to catch it.
Let's go check it out.
Yes. Anyways, just up here. Watch your step. There's a giant pool of blood.
Fascinating.
As you can see, these poor unfortunates have suffered a terrible fate. I've never
Oh,
seen
dear.
anything like this.
Ah,
Have you, Nakma?
I'd like to
I've
touch
never
the
seen this.
touch the blood
I rolled a
and
one.
investigate to
You
see
have
how
seen
long
this.
No, I
they've been
rolled a
like.
one.
Medicine check.
You were there.
No. You were,
there?
yeah, you were there.
Yeah.
You saw it. Remember, you were mad because you didn't get to kill them because it was the guys wearing
Oh,
khaki.
yes, yes.
It was,
Yes, I have seen this.
no,
It's not
Go
dry.
ahead.
It's coagulated. And based on how coagulated and gelatinous it's become, more than an hour. But you
Wow.
can't quite pinpoint it.
Okay.
Because it's so cool and temperate and moist in this type of climate
Okay.
here, the blood hasn't quite dried.
Gentlemen, this blood is more than an hour old. If they're
Seen
moving
this
at
in
a
Dragonsport.
if they're moving at a reasonable speed, they're quite far away by now.
Yeah.
Well,
Mazvir. I speak in Draconic, and Xander kind of does a 120 feet radius around, just searching.
I tend to agree with you, Cormac. I do not relish the idea of these dangerous creatures being so nearby, those who are so kind to us. And, you say you have seen this before?
In Dragonsport. Right?
That is troubling.
They were ritualistically tied into the trees.
Yes, these Rathalan, they quite often do these corrupted rituals for their god.
I guess the question is this our problem? Can we alert those of the Temple of Shadra? Or do we need to deal with this ourselves? they seem like capable warriors. If they were aware of the threat, then perhaps they would not be in such danger.
We traveled like a day between this, right?
It's been most of a day.
Well,
You left the temple at sunrise.
Do I feel like we're in their territory?
Insight check.
Yeah, sure.
It's 4.
Yes,
Total 8.
probably.
Obviously.
so they're quick at what they do. The blood isn't even dry. It's dripping from the trees. I
Well,
say we
I
get
am
out of here.
just an observer. If the Black Lotus doesn't wish to intervene, we should go.
I will say one thing, though. Other than our new friends and the potential danger it may expose them to, I also don't relish the idea of leaving such a foe at our backs.
Did you guys come back to the cart to say this?
I mean, I'm speaking to these two mostly, but I am looking at you every once in a while.
Well, where do you think we should start looking at?
I am not
The
good
trail
at
ends
these
here,
such
correct?
things, but my instinct tells me that if they took to the trees, perhaps that's how they escaped.
Well, then they're probably still here watching us.
Do some rolls, I guess. Perception? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Your lasers.
I close my belt buckle.
Well, hold on. Wait for him to ask.
Yeah,
You
I
mean
start
you
looking
cover
around.
I cover my belt
a check.
buckle.
You like flip it to the other side.
I just
I'm not
cover it.
great at these, so...
Yeah, so we all do perception checks.
Disadvantage.
Is that oh Jesus?
Because
Dark
dark
is
out.
dark.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of, does
I'm
the
not
owl
gonna-
have dark vision?
That's not gonna mess with me.
What?
Yeah, of
won't-
course
that
they do.
shouldn't mess with me. I have devil's sight.
Yeah, it's true.
Can you read Devil's Sight to me again, real quick?
Sure.
Immune to darkness, I think. Period.
Yeah,
You can see in all types of darkness.
It's like...
Yeah, I
everything.
know. I know that part.
Disadvantage.
You can see normally in darkness, both magical and non-magical, to a distance of 120 feet.
Then we're rolling what?
Wait, I'm
Keep
using
going.
the eyes of the eagle, right?
Investigation.
That's it.
No, it'd be perception.
Perception.
I'll pull up the actual... I'll see if it tells
Okay.
me anything different here.
Yeah,
So-
dark vision 120. Yeah. Okay, so I'm doing perception check for the owl first.
19.
Mm-hmm.
This is plus 3.
Disadvantage.
21.
Disadvantage.
So straight roll.
Why would it have advantage?
Because it has keen senses.
Okay, so yes, straight roll.
Hey!
I got
Hey!
Off
got
the
a
table doesn't
19.
count.
19.
A
That's
19.
3.
Yeah.
Oh! That's a high number.
Or 26.
21.
Are you using a light source, Nakma?
I just kind of covered it.
Because you can't see in the dark.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man, but
Whatever.
your item from Cyrano is gone.
Oh, is it?
Oh, yeah.
I
His
don't
magic
have
is
any,
gone.
night vision.
Oh, okay.
I only see everything that's within 5 feet of me,
Unfortunately.
and it's everything.
Fine, I didn't have that.
Then you can roll straight to see what's within 5 feet of you.
Are there any worms in the ground that I can eat?
Oh my god.
A mouse comes by.
How
How many hit points do you get back?
21 from the owl, who has dark vision.
21 from the owl, yes, with dark vision, so it rolled a straight roll.
It did. I got 21.
And it can
Still, I
see,
mean, a good hider can beat that.
it can see how far out?
120.
Yeah, that's it, Jesse. You can see normally in darkness, both magical and non-magical, to a distance
Okay.
of 120 feet. That's all.
I guess I
What
can
were you
walk
thinking
out
was in there?
peeking.
I'll have to look at that closer because this is a little unknown thing, is that dark vision means that you can see in darkness as if it were dim light, but that still means
Right.
you roll disadvantage.
In what situation?
Every situation. You have disadvantage on perception checks in dim light. Everyone has
Oh,
disadvantage in dim
right.
light. It's a little known thing that I've been holding back from you guys for a long time. I'm like,
Sure.
oh, well, I have dark vision. I'm like, I know.
Gotcha,
Right.
gotcha,
But
gotcha.
but I felt
Right.
like bringing that to light.
Yeah, that's good.
I feel like the key word is normally. you can
I feel
see
like that
normally.
is. I feel like that is a key word.
It doesn't
but,
say it as if it was dim light.
Yeah.
But I mean, like normally, you don't see in darkness at all. So, I'm gonna have to look at that.
Well,
but,
it doesn't give him dark vision. It just allows him to see normally.
right.
And you're saying that dark vision allows you to see as if it was dim light.
I know.
Which is a condition of dark vision.
It's a really weird thing, and we'll look at the rules later.
Okay.
As for right now, we'll just keep going. That magical darkness does not disrupt you, and that your owl rolled high enough that you are looking to see if there's anyone nearby. A perception search of the ground, the tree line, the canopy. You don't see anyone out here. Just the crows up in the trees
So it's
who are
pretty
waiting to
quiet.
come down.
Pretty quiet forest.
Nakma.
Yeah, it sounds like this.
Pretty loud.
Wait, did you take the helm?
Growls.
You know what? I'm gonna walk
Yes.
out, and
Use it.
I'm like, Alan, I can't really see very well, and I pull out my sword, and I light it aloft.
It sheds a bright light for 20 feet and dim light for 20 feet beyond that. Illuminating the area, the silver flame crawls up to the tip of your sword, and you hold it aloft. It's as if the moon itself is with you here in these woods. And you look about and really are able to take in the absolute gore of the carnage and mutilation that you see upon the two elven bodies strung aloft into the canopy of the trees.
I'm gonna walk up the tree and I'll cut him down.
You make no check necessary. You climb the tree, get to the first one. One by one, you take your time. 10 minutes. You've cut the ropes. As you're up there cutting these ropes, you look down and you notice that they are
Yeah, that's the
unusual.
technical spell.
What's wrong with these ropes?
duplicates.
What's a sinew?
It's not sinew. You can't explain it, but it's almost as if they are made by hair.
Oh my god. Like people's hair? I give it
Elven
a
hair.
smell.
Elven hair.
Yeah, I do the creepiest thing possible and go,
Yeah. Well, it doesn't smell like shampoo, but
yeah, it smells of elderberry.
What do you have there, Mooney?
I throw down the rope.
he's cutting the ropes of the people in the trees. The two elves who are held aloft. And while he was up there, he discovered that the rope seems to be made out of elven hair.
I throw down the rope to you.
Man, thank you.
I'll take 10 minutes and do detect magic.
Okay.
I will use a bonus action, which I really don't need to now, to cast Detect Thoughts with the Helm of Telepathy.
That does allow you to detect creatures who can think within so many feet,
Yes.
I believe.
Yes. That I can't see.
Clever.
30 feet?
30 feet.
Unfortunately, detect magic, the helm of telepathy, and everything else comes up empty. You don't detect that there's anyone here.
Everybody was at 30 feet, and they're like, oh, look, they're doing a ritual. And they step back like 20 feet.
They take one step back.
Yeah.
The owl already scanned the tree line and didn't see anyone with a really good roll.
I take some flour and I throw it around.
I believe
Start peppering the bushes
Couldn't
around
I-
us.
No, never mind. You
Can we
couldn't
look
do
for-
that.
You're running out of
while-
flour, and all you have
anyone-
left is your
Is
beef
anyone
jerky.
a good tracker?
I am not a good tracker,
I take a bite.
but I have a bit of an idea, but I have to go back to the wagon in order to do the magic that I need to do.
Okay. None of you are survival experts.
Not I.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I hunted people for a long time. I can do this.
I give you guidance.
And
The
I can only see
survival
5
check?
feet in front of me.
Oh,
And
well, your
I
sword's
disadvantage
out.
on all checks in the darkness.
Your sword's out.
It's still dim light though.
What? No, it's bright
Bright
for
light
20.
for 20 feet, dim light 20 feet beyond that.
All right. Then yeah, I'll use my
Don't
survival.
kneecap yourself,
And I will
Nakma. That's my guidance.
Yeah, I will do that, and I'm gonna try to figure out if they're still around here. Is that what you want to figure out?
Footsteps.
The footsteps that were up to this point. Can I lead away?
Survival?
That is a 14 plus 8.
Plus a d4.
Ooh, plus a D4.
Nice.
For a
Because I'm a
total of
cleric.
2 more.
a total of
The wizard's
Alright,
gonna.
19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
Damn.
you do
Yeah,
pick
booty.
up. You finally pick up on the trail. You see that they left the ground and climbed the trees. Based on what you can see and your skill in tracking creatures, they left right after these elves were pulled up into the trees. It appears that they used the canopy to travel, so that they don't leave tracks upon the ground.
They use the trees to travel. You see those broken branches up there? It was pretty easy for us to see it if we knew what to look for. Drake, come here.
It nuzzles your hand.
Good boy.
Is he blind still, or did you get that fixed?
No, I got it fixed.
Oh yeah, he's.
All right, buddy.
He does what my dog does, and it's just a cold nose in your armpit, just like lifts your arm up.
Oh yeah, that's
All right,
stuff.
buddy. All right, now dig. Dig me 2 holes.
Starts digging through the dirt. Uproots a whole sword fern and a few other herbs, and just starts digging a hole, going crazy.
Awesome. You rock. Once these holes are deep enough, I'll bury these people.
Yeah, I'm using a combination of mending and prestidigitation to try and bring their skin back.
Oof. I don't want to know what that looks like. I think it has to be like, oh, it's non-living. Yeah. Ooh.
I'm essentially mending their flesh back.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my
Yeah, it's
god.
not restoring hit points, so why not?
Do you imagine like Death Space? You're just like
Yeah.
Like, you kind of
close
take
the rib cages again.
So-
you take these people and you kind of just clamshell them back
oh
together.
my god,
and
it's like the thing.
So, friends, there is something
Wait,
that
I've
I
seen
can
that
do that not many people feel real comfortable with. They're very useful, my puppets. Would you mind if I used one of these bodies?
No, I don't care. I just have one question. I don't recognize these people, right?
Now that they're put back together? No.
Okay, I was like, I'd feel so sad if it was like that moon elf who told us about Alabarna, or even just those 2 merchants, like the the old man and his daughter.
Oh, look, it's Face 3. Oh, fuck that guy. Use him. You can use that one.
They won't be.
No, I don't recognize them.
They won't be intelligent, like a revenant, like myself, but they will be useful.
Do you guys want to go hunt down these elves? I
Yes.
mean, we are under the gun to
Well,
make it back.
I am just an observer, but I can take use of this body that we would just be burying.
I mean, we could sleep on the ride back tomorrow in the daytime, right?
Yes, we
But
can
it's up to you guys. A lot of people think it's weird traveling with an undead person
Okay.
like myself.
Should we just be obvious so that we can draw them out? I mean, if we're like direct, they'll probably show up in force.
Maybe you don't understand my question. Can I raise one
I'm
of these
curious.
bodies as a skeleton?
You could do that?
Yes.
I look at Taz. I'm like,
Yeah.
are you one of these things?
Taz?
No. What do you mean?
Well, I watched you die.
Yes.
No, my friend. He is not a revenant like myself.
I've been kind of wondering about that for a while because, like, I watched you die. He died to one of those death storms. By the way, is that just like the best season for you at all times? Like when you go through a death storm, are you stronger?
Oh.
No.
Energized by the.
No. I don't draw power from the storms, no.
I had an opportunity to become one such as Cormac is, but I refused it.
Yet here you are.
Yet here I am.
Quite an interesting story.
Tale for another day, no doubt. But I would like to tell you all that with this, and I start like folding it into like, not folding it, but like tying it into like a dream catcher with like a circle in the center.
Mm-hmm.
Little Susie's hair.
This is the hair of the elves,
Oh no.
Mooney, and with it I can find them.
Oh.
Do your thing,
Fine.
Cormac.
Oh. Okay. I don't think the DM likes that. It's gonna find like
Go
a
on,
dead
these
body
things.
sitting in like a pile of dead bodies.
It is an expenditure of my magic, of which I have precious little. However, in order to gain the element of surprise upon them, it may be worth it.
Yes, most definitely. But
I must return to the carriage, for there is a mirror there.
I feel like we're not very the stealthy type.
I am simply offering the magic. If you all would like, I can cast a spell, and I can lay eyes upon them. I have a very great chance of finding them, now that I have a lock of their hair.
Well, I've got their track right there. But I agree with you. All information is good information.
So I go back to the carriage, using the dream catcher fashioned from the elven hair. I basically hold it up in front of the mirror, and I look through the center of the dream catcher into the mirror. Show me the elves who did this. And I use their hair. They have a -10 on the save.
The mirror goes cloudy.
Wow.
The magic of your dream catcher begins to glow kind of a dark crimson and oozes darkness. As you stare into the mirror, a scene takes shape before you. And we're going to go to break.
Alright.
Good
Nice.
time. We'll be back. Work! Look at that! How many people we got? 2, right?
clapped so loud it hurt my ear.
We're back.
Yes, we are back.
We're tracking some evil elves.
We're gonna take them down a peg.
We're gonna kill them evil elves.
I planned tonight going differently, and
Okay.
you have changed those plans.
Once again.
As I rolled
Damn it.
a 7.
Okay. We're gonna track down some
Okay.
evil elves.
I'm not sure what 7
Sweep the
means.
leg.
Yeah, sweet.
That's the save
People
against
think
scry.
it's lucky.
Yeah.
It's the save against scry.
I made a save against Scry, and
Failed.
I thought to
How are you
myself,
casting scry? Out of game.
I have scry
As a spell slot?
as a spell. Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Warlock,
So-
he's committing to it.
Yes, no
Yes.
kidding, because he doesn't have a lot of spell slots.
Gonna get some use out of it.
Gonna warm up that Eldritch Blast when
Eldritch
we're all gone.
Blast.
The mirror, based
works.
off of the fact that you have just a token of an elf, could have been from any elf. Didn't
was a risk.
necessarily mean it was from one of these elves.
No way.
Oh, I thought of that. No, I thought it's a long rope. I mean,
Yeah,
No,
that's
it's still
it.
alive.
Yet
But-
at the same time, your scrying spell opens up an area of dark, cloudy, shrouded in fog woodland. There is a simple campfire that is going, and you gaze upon your first ever glimpse of the Rath Ellen, the feral elf. Feared by all
Ellen.
creatures of darkness. There is no mercy or kindness in their hearts. As you gaze upon these elves, they are actually fairly light-skinned. Their skin almost alabaster, to the point where you can kind of, to the point, even see an artery or a vein. Their eyes, the sclera and everything among their eyes, complete inky black, only reflecting the light of the fire in front of them. As these elves and their filed down teeth into points consume what you believe to be the last remnants of another elf, as well as bits of horse.
how many?
You see 5 of them in total.
What kind of weapons are they wielding?
Simple bows, as well as scimitar. The scimitar themselves are crafted of different type. You do not believe that they made these weapons themselves, not the scimitar. These are weapons that were taken from past attacks. 2 of them, these elves are dressed very unusually. Their garments consist of furs and animal hide, completely untanned. They're not treated leathers. It's a rough pelt, held in place by bits of bone and sinew that seem to be stitched together. 2 of these creatures, both female, stand closest to the fire and stand above the other 3, and they speak in an unusual twisted dialect of Elven, to the point where you can't much understand what it is, other than they speak of the darkness, they speak of Alabar, they speak of bringing suffering and needing more blood to appease. And they are not dressed in anything at all, save for the garments of animal hide as a cloak. Instead, they have necklaces and bands of bone, seashell, and other things, trinkets that hang down in necklaces and bands across their neck. They hang down, covering just ever so slightly any pieces of them that would appear to be their feminine form, almost like a loincloth of sorts of just. You see elven ear, you see orc tusk, you see human finger bones of just macabre trophies, totems, and relics of past creatures that they have killed hanging down from them as ornamentation. They cycle through them as one might through prayer, with prayer beads, going through one to the other, saying dark incantations and bringing up a powerful magic. They brandish daggers of gleaming obsidian and ritualistically make cuts amongst themselves, and you see that is another scar among thousands upon their bodies as the dark crimson fluid drips down their white alabaster skin. They conjure forth a dark power.
I look up to the stars from their location.
Too many trees in the light of the fire drowns out all the light of the stars.
Are the trees that I'm seeing the same type of trees that are surrounding us in this forest? I need to try to orient myself. So
Very, very tall sentinel pines. But the light of this fire shining upon these solemn timbers is not enough for you to orient off of.
I can't see the stars.
Is it worn in? Like they've been here for a while? Is this where they have their hunting hut?
This is just a fire pit, right?
It's a crude fire. You don't see anything here to suggest that there's any type of shelter at all. They live more like animal than they do any man, elf, dwarf, or orc.
Well, I have the spell for 10 minutes, so I will continue to observe for the entirety of that time, trying to see any break in the clouds or any dip in the fire. And if none of that happens, do I notice any guards, like any sentries posted? Do I see anyone moving about in the trees as if guarding the area?
You only see the 5.
2 female and 3 male.
It's difficult to say.
At least 2 female.
The 2 tallest ones who are standing and waving about what looks to be the arm of some elf roasted over the fire. Those 2 are most definitely female.
Well, after 10 minutes and when the spell ends, I come back and I say, well, I have found them, so to speak, but I could not get a bead on their location. I had hoped to observe the stars and thereby learn their location that way, but I fear we may have to rely on the senses of our animals. Perhaps if my pseudo-dragon or your owl can get a scent of the bodies. I believe they have an arm from one of the 2 unfortunates that died. Perhaps they can track it that way.
Looking at the 2 unfortunates, you see that the 2 of them both have both of their arms. And so you begin to realize that there must have been a 3rd that they took with them. Doesn't necessarily mean that you cannot find something to provide a scent.
Yes, I think we'll have to go back to the scene of the crime, see if our familiars can differentiate between the smells of these 2 creatures and,
Well, we know the direction that they went.
yes, roughly.
So
Did they have all the stuff on them that they ransacked from the cart?
Xander can attempt to find the smell. Do they have the stuff on them?
Did I see them having this stuff on them?
There's something akin to supplies that you can see, yes. It looks like they took what they wanted from the cart. Strangely, nothing of any real value, but more like along the lines of what you would need to survive in the wilderness.
Flour.
Tools, simple foods.
If you don't mind, if you're going back, I need a few minutes with these 2.
Of course.
Do you care if I watch?
I don't know.
I like your work. I mean, and I show him Lando's head.
Right?
I'm actually a connoisseur myself of the.
The shark and head variety. I like that. Absolutely. Is there any chance we could find another corpse in the area skeleton buried, perhaps? Do you have the ability? When I raise 2, I might as well raise 3,
Okay.
as they say.
Hold on.
Oh God.
And I cough up the mouse I ate earlier as I regurgitate up my stomach.
Sure. It can be a pet.
DM inspiration.
It can be a pet. No problem.
I love it.
It
Aw.
won't. It won't do much damage, but yes, I can raise it. Yes.
Oh, yes.
So I set. So part of my ritual is to mend their skin back together using prestidigitation, and then clean up all the wounds as best I can, using mending and such like that. So I pose the 2 as if they were bride and groom with hands, because it's male and female, right? So I'm assuming they were a pair in life.
I know.
And I begin to breathe life into them. The way Xander's magic, it's a combination of like slow movements that have been slowed down, like because his magic comes from the furiosity of war, and the emotion and the energies that come with that. So when you're observing him, it's a mixture of quick movements and then slow, and then quick movements and then slow.
Okay.
Like you're gathering something.
Okay.
Energies around, yes. Mostly on the battlefield, you'll see him gathering energies from sounds made by hooves or by this and that. But this is more of a quiet ritual, so it's not quite like you guys haven't seen him in battle yet. And slowly you start to see a spark of life start to light in their eyes, and then the 2 rise, stand, and hold hands for a moment, and you see the little mouse start flopping around, and then stand up and walk over to you.
Oh, Miss Jangles.
You hop up and yes,
Eat him again.
he can be your friend for as long as you wish.
Can he ride on your owl?
Never tried
I'll
that.
probably eat him.
I don't know. Yes, I mean an owl can carry small things like a rodent. Sure,
Yeah.
it wouldn't really be beneficial though.
Carry
Oh,
a
can't like
snack.
just dive bomb a rat onto him?
Well, onto an enemy?
Yeah.
Something I've never tried before. Perhaps. So in any case, I'd like to walk my new friends,
You just call him.
Yeah.
which I will
Drive
call Harry and Sally. And Harry and Sally, you shall come back and see if we can arm you in some sort of weaponry.
The 2 zombies just kind of like. Did you
That's not
resurrect
our
them as
name.
zombies or skeletons?
Skeletons.
So they're just kind of skeletons, but like with
They
flesh
barely
on
had
them.
they barely had flesh left, right? They were basically
Who cares?
Yeah, sure.
You can use whatever stat block you want, but I'm describing them as zombies
okay.
because they
Sure.
kind of just like.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
Faces peeled back.
And
I give them the command to basically walk hand in hand everywhere we go.
Beautiful.
they do so
Yeah,
and
but-
follow you.
Hey,
Okay, so let's.
it's dangerous to go alone. Take this. And I hand him a pair of spears.
To the, absolutely, they can use that. I'd like to get them in as nice as equipment as we can. Let us go check.
Do we have armor?
Let's go look. I'm sure they had some sort, leather or whatever. They can wear armor.
Can they use a crossbow?
They can.
What about a shield?
I give them. I give
And
one.
shields,
I have
yes.
one crossbow.
I actually like to have them right in front of me, performing a shield wall of sorts.
Alan Tizer's like,
Not yours, my friend.
Alan,
I have a spare.
They will be riding next to you.
Shotgun.
Wow.
I don't like this, my lord.
Well,
On top.
comes with the job, I'm afraid.
Put him on top.
Nobody told me this when I signed up for this, my lord.
They're under my control.
Put
They
one on
don't,
the
they don't
horse.
smell right, my lord.
Oh, you have a thing against the undead then?
They don't smell right.
Never said that, my lord.
As a new
I'll be
race,
happy to ride with him, my lord.
I would think you'd be a little more accommodating.
What if we left them here to protect Alan?
Put one on the horse.
What was that?
I mean, I'm kind of afraid they might circle back and kill Alan while we're gone.
It would be a good
Hey,
idea.
Alan. The most devilish types of elves possible are out here. And they're cannibals. And they also eat people. And they ate the people that were in that cart that's ahead of
Animals
us.
and they eat people. I love it. I love it.
Okay, my lord.
Look
Not
out for
rightly
poison
too happy about
arrows.
this situation.
They can blend into the night. They don't feel pain.
So long as Libris is here,
They don't feel
you'll-
pity.
I'll have eyes on you as well, Alan. And if what I know about the other Genasi is true, and granted it is not much, you're not defenseless, my man. There's a magic inside of you. Reach out to it.
I'll try, my lord.
Can you make like a stone coffin around yourself? I mean, that's the wrong word. Box?
Coffin?
I don't know, my lord.
Okay, so just
I don't rightly know.
what armor and stuff do we have lying around? Can I put them in some armor?
What armor do you have flying around?
Well,
if
they
any.
slaughtered these people. Did they leave stuff on the ground?
These were commoners. They had no armor.
Okay. So they have scraps. That's fine. So the AC is 13. No problem. So I command the two to climb up and sit next to him and defend this man, Ellent, and the cart.
And the horse. Eat the horse.
What brings you around these
Faces are
parts?
just peeled back.
As we walk off into the dark. They're not paying me enough. Paid by Mooney.
All right, I look at the mouse and I say, Bojangles,
Should have left the guy some booze.
you need to protect Alan and Drake. Don't eat Bojangles because he's gonna be riding on your back. Drake, you stay here, okay? And you kill any elves that come in this area. Wait.
Single one.
No. If anybody attacks our carriage or our people, you kill them, okay?
Like a tongue licks an eyeball.
Nice.
An eyeball. A
That's
blind
right, Snap.
eyeball.
You're the best.
I'm so glad I get to be your DM and roleplay these fantastic people.
You're doing a fantastic
Doing a
job.
great job, man.
Creatures.
Okay, so we go back to this ritual site, and Xander would like to do a perception smell check to smell for body parts that they've pulled away from the scene of the crime. Obviously, they have a scent.
I can bring my my dragon. He has keen sense of smell.
Excellent. Whatever you wish.
Unless you have a certain ability in that regard.
The owl can smell things,
Oh, very well.
but
Okay.
but two are better than one.
Sure.
Does the owl have keen senses on scent?
Sight and smell. Yeah.
Are we trying to stealth?
Yeah. Sight and smell.
I would think sight and hearing, but okay.
Is it sight and
continue.
hearing? It might. My phone's not on me.
I
You're right. It might be hearing.
bring Libris.
Let me double check.
And
As Chris gallops away.
I introduce him to
So
Harry.
many things.
I introduce him to Sally. Take in their scent. And I explain to Libris that there is another who died here that is neither of these two.
You're right. Hearing sight. You are right.
So if you would be so kind as to try and locate.
So Libris kind of looks at the two, kind of curls around them, crawls across Alan, who's just sitting there with a crossbow, and like right across his lap. I'm just like,
He's only got 3 shots. I mean 6.
yeah. Kind of sniffs the area, flies around, circles back, climbs a tree, flies to another spot, circles around again, through some brush, and starts like immediately takes on almost like a hound kind of approach to it. And like frantically starts sniffing the ground and starts rushing off into the brush as you roll a d20 and I tell you what happens.
Guidance.
I say to Alan before we leave, save the last crossbolt for yourself.
I'm a lord.
I give you guidance.
Okay.
Would you like me to roll said guidance?
16. So I have advantage. So right now it's a 16,
Aye.
17. So 17.
What's the name of those dice?
Wraith.
Sparkly.
I like them.
Your pseudo dragon picks up a trail. begins following this trail and moves through the brush, climbs a tree, glides from place to place. You see that after it gets back to the pool of blood, it climbs to the top of a tree, or not the top, but it climbs up high and starts gliding from one branch to the next on this zigzagging course through the wood. And you travel following across Libris, who waits for you at every tree. And as soon as you start to get close to one, he moves to another. You get close to that, he moves to another, and this continues on for some time. What do you do?
At this point, I think I would like to try and be stealthy, and as well, I tell Libris, I would assume he'd be able to smell the scent of a campfire from quite a ways away, right? At least like 300 feet.
He'd probably be able to smell it as soon as you were able to detect its light. It is dark,
Right.
after all.
True.
Right.
So campfire. Dim light too.
But
Sure. I
Is
just
it a
don't want us to
small
get
fire?
too close, you know, and
of
come
course.
up on these people. So, I mean,
I mean,
it's,
it all depends on the tree cover. I mean,
It's a forest.
if he smells fire, smoke, I want him to let us know, but the rest of us should be on our guard for the light as
Okay.
well. And I'm going to try and be stealthy as well as him.
So roll a stealth check.
Whoa.
We should all try the stealth, guys.
Good.
So
That
all of
is-
you roll a stealth check.
That is a 12
I'll hold back.
for
How
Libris.
far back?
Hold on.
Same as me.
Wow, guys.
Taz got a...
I got a 12 for stealth.
Well, it looks like Mooney is accustomed to moving through the underbrush.
Yeah.
Taz,
Yeah.
Taz got a 17.
17
okay.
total. Nakma?
12.
12.
I don't know.
It's
How far
okay.
back should...
It's okay.
I see you all doing stealthy.
Well,
I
you
am
know.
just here to observe. How far back would you like me to be as I clank in my armor? Clank, clank, clank.
And Nakma steps
Yeah,
on
you
a
definitely
branch.
have disadvantage on that.
I mean, probably, I assume you're a spell slinger, so at 60 feet would be
No.
perhaps 30 feet.
How
No.
stealthy can a bovinous
Okay.
creature be in the woods?
Stop.
Not very.
Let's either
Think
bring
of
them
an
out
elk.
and challenge
I've been
them,
there.
and they'll either run away because they're cowards, or we'll fight them.
Well, sure, we're just talking about our approach right now. We're not talking about drawing them out.
We shouldn't
Or-
split up. I do not want my new friend, to die immediately when they all gang up on him and get past us. I don't think I can see these guys in the dark
Listen.
at all. There's almost no point in me being stealth in the night. Just saying that right now.
Drake.
I just
They
don't
have
want
poison
to alert them
arrows.
to our approach. We
I can
can
catch
stop
arrows.
being stealthy once we're close enough. I'm not suggesting we sneak all the way up to them. I'm saying we sneak up to where we know they are and then plan our approach.
We're saying this in stage whispers, by the way.
Yeah.
Just whispers.
Okay. So, however we wish to arrange ourselves in a 10-foot spacing or whatever, I should be in the back.
Okay. Just like a squad.
Holy shit. I am actually sad that we left Elaine back at the carriage now. Because I just suddenly recalled what ability I seen the Earth Genasi possessing. That's neither here nor there.
Okay, so I guess we're doing 10 foot. So 1,
Should I
0,
call him?
10, 20,
Tess?
30. I'm 30 back from the front.
It's fine to me.
Okay.
30.
Take the lead if
It's
you want.
fine.
I want a 10-foot spread, no sound.
8.
Make it so.
Not. We're in the back just.
They all
Get
rolled
me
eights.
You're not in the
some
back,
menthol.
Yeah.
But Mithril's not quiet.
Yeah, it is.
What?
Yeah. Mithril gets rid of any disadvantage on stealth.
We'll look that up later.
Wait,
Stuff.
does that mean that swords don't make noise then if they're made of mithril?
No. It's just so light that it doesn't
Right.
produce disadvantage
Right.
when you're trying to be quiet.
That makes sense.
Yes.
And it's
It's
uncommon, so
like
I'm
lo-
trying to get it.
Yeah. Super light
You
stuff.
start to get a little nervous. It's been well into an hour and a half
Oh,
No.
damn.
of trekking
Damn.
into these woods. And finally, Libris stops and seizes up on the tree. Doesn't make him move at all. Roll a stealth check for Libris.
He turns invisible, right?
I was just going to say, yes, he turns invisible.
Yeah, so you see Libris for a second, and then it turns into the color of bark.
Still has to roll a
Forest
stealth check,
Darkness.
but I believe has no, that's on attack rolls. Doesn't have advantage on stealth. Has advantage on attack rolls.
And
Beautiful.
disadvantage on attacks, right?
Disadvantage on attacks against him, yes.
Yeah.
That would have been a 20 if it wouldn't
I
have
know.
stopped.
It's a 9.
Just say.
So they hear something, but they don't see something.
See something, say
Because
something.
that's the rule. If you see something, you gotta say something. They heard it, so
If I
That's
see
true.
something, I have to say something.
yeah.
That's-
They didn't
That's
see anything.
that's the rule.
Yeah, it's the
so
rules.
That's
That's
the rule.
really
for the DM.
Especially with doppelgangers.
You know, that's the rule. That's the rule, DM. If they see something, you gotta tell us.
Say
Yeah,
something.
detected us. You must tell us.
Yeah, he'll tell us.
Fireball.
Part of the act.
Fireball.
All of a sudden you see a brilliant
Yeah, I'll tell
flash
you.
of arrow.
Part of the act.
Um,
It's written down.
Libra stops on a tree. You pick up. Finally, your eyes are able to adjust and depict the difference between the moonlight of Ioun and the firelight of a campfire. And you see out in the distance. You approach cautiously. You're spread, and you have some distance. You don't have a direct line of sight, but you're kind of peering around a corner. You can kind of see the camp area, and you see a couple of figures. You recognize them as the ones that you had seen while screaming. Libris lets you know that this is the camp that you're looking for. The smell of the campfire is thick all of a sudden as the wind shifts in your direction. You're downwind. And Nakma
Yep.
steps on a twig. And the two people who are there reach for a weapon. And we're going to call it for tonight.
Oh my god!
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
Saw that coming.
Alrighty. It's a good spot.
Well, I mean, it's that time of the night.
Listen,
As much as I would love to get into the combat with this,
too.
it's just we're looking at a little bit of a long combat, I think.
yeah, we're taking on the kings of Dick Jungle.
Dude.
Okay,
I
well,
told
when you put it
Nakma
that
rolls
way,
a
I don't know how to
fucking 20
respond.
See what happens.
I can't wait to start casting spells. It's been a lot. It's been since I played Ace when I cast actual spells. It's been a long time. Actual magic coming at you.
Magic
It's
missile.
gonna be fun.
And I get brutal critical.
You did?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. More.
It's gonna-
Three.
It's going to be a good
More blamage.
fight. It's going to be a good
Oh.
fight. I didn't know that it would take so long at the shrine to Shardra, but
That's good RP.
no, it was fun. I did enjoy the
Yeah.
shrine of Shardra.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I totally like came up with like, I'll admit it was extremely last minute for me to decide like, you know what, I'm gonna give Mooney his sword from this place.
That's
I think
cool.
we should
Yeah.
watch the Shrine
Um,
of Shot.
I'm glad that it happened. I had fun with that.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
cool.
But I'm very very much looking forward to this combat. These are feral elves, and you guys don't know anything about them.
Yeah, we're just like, yeah, we got this.
Poison
No
arrows.
worries. Nobody kills anything in front of us.
Poison arrow.
Yeah.
For those of you who know the monster manual, you don't know feral elves.
No, this is a Jesse original, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
I don't know.
It's gonna be fun.
I was kind of
Let's
saying.
get a rock and battle map going for next week.
Yeah.
For real, yeah, we got some trees.
Trees and shit,
dude.
dude.
I was prepared for it because I
What else
thought
we
we would
got?
get that far.
Oh.
So I grabbed your book
Yeah.
and I had set something up. It's not much though. I mean,
Yeah.
Still.
it's good.
Yeah.
It's green.
But hey, Rick, if you want to
Dungeon
make
Painter?
a cool forest campground and
Print it.
print it for us, that'd be awesome.
Ooh, how big do we want it?
How big can you make it?
I mean, it's literally forest, so.
As big as
Talk
you
about
want,
it
bud.
Oh,
off
yeah,
Yeah.
so we've
table
got
is-
some trees and stuff you can drop on it and some lean-to
I haven't
thingies
used
down there.
Dungeon Painter in a while, but yeah.
Be fun.
You haven't? Well, I mean,
It's okay. It's okay. I've been
You got a
geeking out
whole
on my
week.
3D printer.
You got a whole week, and it's it's just a
Look.
forest
Yeah,
with one campfire.
right. I got
I
a
had-
campfire. I made it. You want to paint it? Shit.
I don't have it, but yeah, I'll paint it.
Shit,
You wanna paint it?
I had 100%
Damn it. It's got a
planned
cauldron,
this
too.
encounter to go completely the other way, but I mean, you
Let's
guys are
just
crafty, and I am.
Man, that scry. That's really cool.
Right.
I expected you all.
Anyone
to camp.
watching at home, you have to
Oh.
appreciate the diversity that our warlock has placed. I mean, like, your spell choice is really fun.
Yeah.
For a warlock, it's
Dude.
really hard to like have really useful spells outside of damage.
Yeah, it really
You're doing
is.
a good job. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking
Yep.
useful warlock.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, I have
The-
3 fucking
Yeah.
familiars.
Yeah,
know
attacks,
how to
attacks
do
for
it.
the
Fun.
chain. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah,
Balthazar's menagerie.
for real. Yeah. I
Balthazar's Beast Emporium.
know. Yeah.
I think once you
Magnificent
wrap your head
familiars
around
and where to
the
find
a
it.
warlock, you can really figure out how to play it, and I think Danny figured it out.
It's,
Doing really well.
I stayed away from Warlock for
Balthazar's and
ever,
Bailey's traveling
just
zoo.
because I didn't understand it. You know, I just didn't. It didn't make sense to me, and it's definitely a toolbox for sure. It's a toolbox kind of character.
Yeah, I like how all of its spell slots are maximized. I think that's such a really
Yes.
interesting mechanic, and I've never played with a high-level warlock before, where it really like, all of a sudden you're thinking, okay, he's casting this like level 2 spell, but it's a level 5 slot, and like what does that mean for the mechanic? Plus you get it all back in short rest.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
And then a shit ton of cantrips too if you get go certain ways.
Yeah, I mean your invocations, I mean, give you plenty of
I'm-
flexibility. It's really cool.
I'm on the cusp
There's lots
of the what are they called? The I can't think of the fucking name of it, but it's basically the Warlock's. It's the Warlock supplement for 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th level spells. Like I'm trying to think of what they're called
You
right
get
now.
like a 3rd tier invocation.
They're pack spells.
Essentially-
Right, 'cause
Essentially-
you unlock it at like level 11.
It's what the fuck is it called? It's not the
Trouble with
invocations, but anyways, Mystic Arcanum.
Ah.
That's what they are. In place of the higher level spell slots, you start getting
Playing
granted
this
these
off.
Mystic Arcanums. It's basically a spell that your patron gives you the ability to
Oh
just
my god, he totally
cast.
is.
Yeah, Will.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Cool, man.
Right?
That's really cool.
I'm just waiting for 10, man. Then I can start eating poison and then biting people with it.
That's gonna be really fun.
I get another die to my my
knew you
electrical surge,
Nice.
so it'll be 2d6.
Nice.
I get to start thinking about
That's
using
it.
some good dragons with flying techniques.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
To keep them out of range so that you know throw your javelin and you lose it in the woods.
Damn it! No.
Yeah.
No. I'm
Oh,
gonna tie
man.
a string to it.
And
you
I
start
gotta
giving
admit,
people-
Silk.
I've also really considered bringing in some mind flayers.
Do it.
Again? We know how to take care of those.
Yeah, I don't have any intelligence saving throws.
You start giving people resistance to
Yes.
the
In my
element you
10-foot
choose,
radius. If I choose it at level, I can change it.
Paladin Light. I like it.
So.
right? I know. I don't want to like. This is totally out of character, but like I don't want to like tell you to move away from the sea and the electricity, but I'm gonna be casting some fireballs.
That's cool.
So desert might be really good for you. Giving you
If
resistance
you're
to
gonna
fire.
make me the
Resistance to
target,
fire.
sure, I can change it.
Yeah.
What about Volpar, though? You think it lets
Well,
you?
I want to. So I like totally out of game. I was thinking like I should talk to you about like your character arc, moving away from Vipar and moving towards like Appalachia or somebody that's more like
Yeah.
light and fire.
Yeah.
Because you get to choose your element,
Oh, man.
and if
I
you
do.
really like casting out Vipar,
Well,
I don't
ships
know.
burn
I don't
too.
know. Nothing.
Not
yeah, I
dragon
should
ships
sure
that
too.
have
But I mean,
dragon
it's like
sails.
it's literally desert. Desert.
Yeah,
he has to
yes.
choose like a
Or
region.
Iron
Right.
And so,
dwarf
I mean,
ships.
desert fits more for like where he's from.
For real. Yeah.
But
Some
I mean,
metal
he's
tower.
there.
Well, I did pick
seafaring.
that. I did pick that at first, and then I'm like, you know, if we're gonna be like this on a seafaring
Yeah, I
thing,
mean, your
then I
family.
picked the ocean,
Yeah,
then I
it
picked
makes
the
total
sea,
sense.
and the electricity.
Yeah. So if you
And then
ever
and then as
wanted to,
Well, if you look
branch.
at them too, as you level up and with that, the C1 is the best choice all around for all
you get to
three.
knock people down.
Yes.
It's really cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
The others
You're
you
a
just get
barbarian.
results.
Soak it up.
Right?
No.
Friendly fire, you baby.
No. Well, my fire,
Yeah.
no, it's
Yeah,
but
yeah.
No, the
No, I'm cool
C
with
one
it.
is dope, dude.
The
Every
C1's
hit
awesome.
just starts knocking people to the floor.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
just boom, you're on the floor. Boom, you're on the floor. You
Yep.
can like hit multiple targets and just knock everybody down. It's
That's
really
at like
cool.
Note to self: make creature that can't be prone.
it's like at 15, I
Ghost.
think.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that's your
13 or
that's your
15.
that's like your 2-3 power for
Yes.
C.
How much
That's
for
why
a
I picked
scorpion?
C because I like
It's
that.
really cool.
I looked at all of them. And
Yeah.
Well, which
You
one
want
is
So
a
it?
maybe I can change the
Then
chain
you
lightning.
notice.
I've been
On
looking
the,
at the lightning spells. They're okay.
Yeah.
But then
they're
you
okay.
then you
on,
said to
Hold
me
on,
that I
hold
can
on, too
change
many
it.
people talking.
You
Yeah,
can change
sorry.
it at level, and I was like, oh well, if I can change this at level, but then I'm stuck with it. But I don't know. Do I like that at this level? I don't like that. I like the electricity thing.
So a
That's really cool.
scorpion.
Yeah, how much for a scorpion to place it on a carriage?
Scorpion.
What do you mean? Like you
It's
want a
it's a
scorpion
ballista.
dipped in gold?
pet?
Oh,
No,
you want
ballista.
a
Oh,
ballista.
yeah.
Oh!
Like a pop up, like on the top of the carriage for like Alan to ride on.
A turret? A scorpion ballista turret?
Yeah, just like in Game of
Boy,
Thrones.
if only we had a artificer.
If only we had an artificer.
No.
that was the first thing Badger asked me. Shout out, you know, it's like, hey man, when are you guys gonna get a ballista on that sucker?
Right. Oh shit.
I want to say it'd be somewhere
could.
between 200 to 600 gold.
Ooh,
To have one
wow.
installed.
It's super
Yeah.
affordable.
We'd have to
Well,
meet.
shit.
Yeah,
Let's
that's pretty
get
good.
2 of them.
We had to meet a pretty awesome.
You cannot put 2 of them up there.
We'd have to meet a little.
the back.
We'd have to meet a little left, man. A little artificer from Brooklyn.
Yeah. Let's
Isn't our little artificer from Brooklyn around here somewhere?
No. What?
Isn't she?
Hey there, you
Did she come to
sweeties.
this?
Oh,
to this world?
Tesla.
Oh,
Didn't Tesla come
Tesla?
over here?
Oh man.
You want?
thought
Do you
so.
wanna-
I'm
you
gonna
don't-
install
do you
something
want-
like
Do you
that.
really want him to break like where Tesla is right now?
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
See, we could
'cause,
replace
like,
the lanterns with the scorpions, and you could have what's his name? A lent could have one on the right and one on the left, and
Yeah.
he could just.
How about this? How about you go find Tesla and she installs a scorpion, but it like swings out the side of the carriage like
Yeah.
a gunner seat.
Hell yeah!
So she can like shoot backwards like, ka-cheer!
Okay.
Another bolt!
Yeah.
Ka-cheer!
It's like the
Okay,
like the
where's
gun
this thing,
pod
like,
and the
no, the
next wing.
movement of the
Yeah.
chair-
Not next wing, it'd be a
The
wide
movement of the
wing.
chair is an auto
Conservation of
load.
space. Where's
Yeah.
it coming out of in the chariot?
That's okay. She installed a portable hole on the
Yeah.
side.
Oh, wow. He's so smart.
It's getting good. It's getting good.
Look, now he's writing down notes.
Yeah.
God, that is so dirty.
Whoa.
That's awesome. It's like, what's that
Find
good for?
Tesla.
Tapping.
Yeah.
Look, hon, if you gotta ask, I can't tell you.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
You're never gonna understand.
It says like, don't try to steal.
Right.
Violators will be shot.
What are the-
Survivors will be.
What the one on
Yeah.
the one on the right side of the carriage is just called Reaper, and the one on the left side is the Widowmaker.
There's a bunch of like
It
X's
says
of
curtain
like
number 1 on it.
skeleton like hash marks on the side.
Oh. Earth Genasi can cast Pass Without Trace.
Which would add plus 10.
Shit.
I don't think he knows
cover
that
our
yet.
tracks.
God, I want you to teach him then.
He could
Just
cover our tracks.
be like, hey, you know, you have an ability that's inside of you that you are not like tapping into. Like you have wasted potential.
So we could go anywhere and
We gotta
not be
pull him off the
followed.
cart for a minute to find that out.
Yeah.
What up?
Yes, he could cover our tracks.
Yeah, he could, but it's also a cart. The cart itself cannot make a stealth check, so
Yeah.
don't get any weird
Oh,
ideas
no.
here.
God, I wish he could just.
And I mean, unless we want to have the downside, like of
Yeah.
having an NPC coming along with us.
Yeah.
Hey, I like him so far.
No, he's great.
He's great to
just our
like bounce
driver.
off, like, because he's so normal.
Doesn't have any memories.
He's so normal. So
He's
it's,
not like a
great
fucking
to
wizard
bounce
or
off all
fucking
this
whatever.
crazy
He's just like a
shit on him.
normal dude,
Yeah.
you know?
He's a
Like, yeah,
Hey,
ride-
man,
ride the
he's
cart.
a
Sure,
We're gonna
you
go
ride
fight
the
some
cart.
dragons. You
Yeah.
wanna come? He's just like, I guess my lord.
So far, all I see him,
Lord.
he's like
Harry,
a walking
Sally,
wish
would you
spell.
like
You
to
just have to be
accompany us?
careful what you ask
Oh,
for.
they're dead.
Yeah, he'll help you.
My
However.
best friends are dead.
And he's like, oh, okay, yeah, well, And he's like, no, we're
Should've
not
never
going to do it like that.
What have I got myself into?
Yeah. Okay, let's call it.
Yeah,
Good
that's
night.
game night. Night,
It's
guys.
good to end that on. Poor Alan. He does not know what he's getting into.